Oh, my fault. Appreciate you, Money Mike. I didn't even realize I was muted just now. Word. I said, shout to Money Mike, Basketball Intuition, Jamal, a franchise, Joey BK, all day. We here. Y'all the first ones in the chat, so I'm asking y'all first. Should the Brooklyn Nets shock the world and get Jalen Duren on the roster? You put Jaeger and Michael Brown Jr. every time they drive, they are a threat to the mid-range or to the drive mid-range or the pick and roll with Jalen Duren. If we gonna be taken seriously, if we gonna get some respect, if the Brooklyn Nets is gonna get some respect out here in the Atlantic Division, if we gonna pull up to the lunch table, get some elbow room when we ready to compete, when we versus the Cleveland Cavaliers on the second game of the season, we gonna be ready for them. I think the Brooklyn Nets should pull a trigger, for lack of better words. I think the Brooklyn Nets should pull a trigger. I think they should go and get Jalen Duren. What's all of this fooling around for? Y'all fooling around. We ain't got no real center. I respect Dayron, but if you put Dayron in a situation where he coming off the bench like he usually doing, he's still getting that kind of paper, we get in a good situation where, again, it got to be a situation where those are your priority players. If y'all really saying what y'all saying, if y'all really saying what y'all saying, if y'all really want to talk basketball, the truth is this. Y'all don't want to hear the truth? This is the truth. The truth is the Pistons need to find a way to cut all of those players that's not going to help them contend. They went through too many losing seasons for them to be in a situation where they can't contend. They need to get Julius Randle or they need to get MPJ. I say MPJ, Julius Randle for Jalen Duren. What happened? Trade MPJ and Julius Randle and send them to the Pistons and I don't know how the money work, but if you the point is that you'll have a center being a 24-year-old, you got a rookie and you got a second-year player. If you put them in a situation where they could grow together for 4 years, that is your core. You do not have to go no further. You do not have to keep looking. You see, Brooklyn Boys just did the video over there with Chaney. Chaney probably gonna be here for a minute. Shout to the Brooklyn Boys. Shout to Chaney Johnson for doing the video. Listen, if he's gonna be here, put him in a situation where if he's going to bring him up, he's going to say that's one of the most physical players that he ever went against. Then you know what I'm saying? That's a little breadcrumb for somebody like Big Fan Breezy. Listen, I got my ear to the NBA streets. You say what? I'm trying to connect these dots because I want it to make sense. I told John we back in business. Shout to the group chat. Y'all rock with the group chat. Me, Leaf, John, Jamal, we rocking heavy in the group chat, man. What we talking about, man? Shout to Joey BK all day. We out here. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's what it is. I don't know. Okay, I'll get you some out. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. What more y'all want me to tell you? These players was on descended contracts. They trying to get a big contract and play on competing teams to do that with their career. That's important for them. That's what they need to do. The truth is that Sam Thompson, he got to get paid. The Pistons going to pay him. They don't want to pay Jalen Duren for that fact. They got to find a way to move those contracts and get MPJ. If y'all feel like y'all got a better small forward than MPJ, you ain't got nobody better than MPJ besides Cade Cunningham. And I don't want to trade MPJ. I'm just saying, if I'm looking at it through a lens of being a Brooklyn Nets fan, the best thing for them to do is to make sure you get those descendant contracts in a situation where the business work. I'm saying the Pistons. I don't know how it's going to work, but make that work. Make that work. You make that work. You get Jalen Duren. Hey, that shit nasty over there. Nobody need that. Jalen Duren don't need that. The stress don't need that. Word. But yeah, man. Yo, but that's what they leave. That's what they doing. You feel what I'm saying? You don't think that's what they doing? You don't think they saying, I don't know if we should pay him because we definitely need a Saul Thompson? Well, I mean, what the hold up? What's the hold up? I'm just hearing all of this friction. All I'm hearing is friction. I love it. You don't need to be there. It's 30 NBA teams. Yo, let me tell y'all something. One of the things that I learned from watching the Soul Power the on Prime Video is these players is in it for the money. They're not trying to have and know. See, that's the difference. They really know how much money that the teams is making off of their name and likeness. That's why I went all the way to college. I seen something the other day they was talking about. I think that today I seen it. They said that players that don't make it to the NFL or get cut from the NFL could go back to college and play football because of the NIL deals, I guess. I don't know how true that is. We could all talk about that. You know what I'm saying? But excuse me, this is about money. These players trying to make money. And I'm saying, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, like, yo, MPJ, I think he good for the team. Randall, I think he good for the team. I'm not saying nothing against them when I say I want y'all to consider Duren for those two players. And realistically, if it's up to me, you find a way to keep MPJ, Randall, and you get Duren, that's how you shock the world for real, for real. You really shocked the Nets. Really shocked. They shocked the world two ways. If they could get Jalen Duren to start the season with the roster we got from 1 through 4, if we could keep that roster and add Jalen Duren and keep Day'Ron Sharpe and Josh Minott, those are two players that we gotta keep. We keep Day'Ron Sharpe and Josh Minott. But those guys might be in a trade situation too because of the rebound of Day'Ron Sharpe. Now, I don't know, but I'm just saying, when it comes to that pick and roll, this is how important it is to Big Fan Breezy. When I think of basketball, it is one of the more fundamental plays in the game. If we could get Mike Cal and Gago to run a pick and roll, we could. Who's stopping that? Who is stopping that on a regular basis? And I'm not saying that Chaney Johnson can replace Day'Ron Sharpe if a trade had to happen. I like Day'Ron Sharpe. I don't want Day'Ron Sharpe to get traded. I don't really know how the business go. I don't really want to say I know how it should go all the time. In this situation, I don't. We drafted Day'Ron Sharpe in 2021. He about to get starting minutes. I ain't really trying to, know what I'm saying, trade him. I'm just saying the Pistons, they probably, if they was interested, they probably would be interested in Day'Ron Sharpe. Like, it's hard to miss a guy coming off the bench averaging like 10 rebounds. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you give him real minutes, he gonna give you rebounds for real. So I don't think they're gonna ignore something like that. You know what I'm saying? But you know, Nets fans is the best fans, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat. You know what I mean? What y'all saying in the chat, man? Oh man, Leaf said, "Don't let the limited skill set trick y'all." Oramel said, "Facts. Jalen Duren not wrong. I think the Pistons should just give him what he wants or sign and trade him." See what I'm saying? Money Mike said, "If Duren a restricted free agent, why we got to trade for him? Don't we just have to outbid him? Maybe." New York Nets said, "I like the avatar." He said, "I'd rather see Danny Wolf." Okay. Shout out to Jay from BK. Yeah, I don't know why she asked for apples, man, but I get it. Davis, man, I see you. Yeah, man. So yeah, man. That's how I feel about it. You know what I mean? We could get into some other stuff a little later, but I just wanted to pull up, see what up with y'all. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to see what's good with y'all. Word. We out here, man. We ain't got big media until we big media, man. What's the word? What's good with y'all? You know what I'm saying? We from a place called Brooklyn where we didn't land on the NBA. The NBA landed on us. Huh? And y'all want me to have pride? Y'all want me to be happy just because we got 0? Y'all want me to be happy? Huh? The NBA landed on us. We ain't land on the NBA. The NBA landed on Brooklyn. What? Yo, man. Shout out to Don't Rush Greatness in the building. Shout out to everything Brooklyn Nets John in the building.
Breeze.
Don't Rush Greatness, man. Talk to us, man. What you think? Chilling, man. What you think about the Red? You think it's smoke where there's fire, man, or what's going on, man?
It's definitely smoke where it's
It's
fire. But
definitely
if we
smoke.
put if we oh my joint echoing. Hold on real quick, Breeze. Hold
Nah,
on, I'm
you
echoing. Hold
good.
on.
You probably.
I'm good.
Oh, that's probably. I don't hear the echo.
You're
All right,
fine.
I bet. Yeah, it's definitely smoke where it's fire. But if we put it into perspective, what up, John? If we put it
And
in perspective, um, they do want to pay Asor Thompson, right? Asor, Amen Thompson, they're very valuable players defensively, right? Offensively, they could always work to that. But if you look at every NBA championship team, they really won because of the defensive players on their teams outside of just the scorers. So if we're building a real championship team based on what we seen last year, I would just give it to Duren. I just give him whatever he want because if he take a qualifier offer right now for 9 mil, he it could go up. His value could go up or it could go down depending on how you play. But if he turn up this year, he could ask
Yeah,
for way more, and then y'all
but
definitely
nah,
gonna
but
lose.
Pete, not just the money part,
Mhm.
because now, because of all of the hesitation, how much does he even want the money from Detroit? Because some of it, like with
Right.
these, why it's taking this long and all of this stuff with the media, they getting involved and they say all the stuff they say. You see us, we pulling up doing podcasts and all that. You don't think these fans, these players be tuning in? They watching NBA Twitter. I think they got a clip. Don't Rush Greatness talking about how Adam Silver said they be watching NBA Twitter. We
Yeah.
we we change the waves of things and shit. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm saying that to say, I'm speaking for all of us, not just me, but the fans, they hear us. You know what I mean? And I'm saying that to say that he probably hear others of him playing on different teams and how he'll be
Yeah.
good on different teams. Why is the Brooklyn Nets bad thing for the Jalen Duren? You know what I'm saying? Don't Rush Greatness. Like, think
Yeah.
about
I
it. He
mean,
only technically 2 point guards that could get him the ball. Yago
right.
and Mike Kyle could feed him the ball. Jalen Duren, welcome.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Welcome
Yeah.
with open Brooklyn arms.
For real, I mean, we definitely need that. I mean, I see what Leaf is saying. Shout out to Leaf, shout out Leaf. But I mean, based off Jordy, that's the thing. I mean, if we're building around Jordy, the coach or whatever, that's one thing. But if we building just to win, because who's to say he's still going to be around? Jordy could get fired, and we could go get another coach right now and rebuild this whole thing, blow this whole thing up, and really dissect to where we need to be. But just based off the playing style, like what you just said, like Mike Cow and Yegor, they could feed him the ball. This could turn into a Lob City type of team, like the Chris Paul Clippers. And if we looking at what the Cavs and all the other teams is doing right now, like even if we talk about Boston, like you have Tatum playing power forward, he plays power forward, sometimes small forward. Then now you got Paul George and Mike Conley. Now that sounds crazy because they older, but just the systematic logic behind everything makes sense, and that's just where I stand with it.
Nah, I feel you. All right, so we got Don't Rush Greatness. It's we 2-0 right now, and I'm saying, Leaf sent the super chat, so let me just shout out the super chat, then we're gonna go to John. Shout out to Leaf. Leaf, y'all already know who Leaf is. He pull up on a panel on a regular basis, always show love, got good conversation, he do content creation on his own page. This is his hand. YouTube, Leaf, he's a moderator and a member on the show. YouTube.com/@Leaf4788. You can go right there right now, subscribe, then come right back because we over here right now. But as well, we got everything Brooklyn Nets. John on the panel, heavy on Twitter. John, outside with it. Talk to us, John. What's the word, bro?
First off, always good to be here, Breeze. Yeah, man, with the smoke, there's fire. A report came out today that things behind the scenes between Detroit and Durant could be getting very uncomfortable. Seems both sides are still dug in where they're at. Durant and his agent believe that at least the starting salary for maybe the first, second year should be around the 40 mil threshold. Detroit believes it's around 30 million threshold. And Durant's going, well, who's the second best guy next to Cade right now? I saw you guys get John Collins, Isaiah Joe, Torian Prince. I mean, you want to pay Osir Thompson, who can't drop 20 points like I can. Yes, he's great defensively, but if I'm out of here, you're just stuck with Paul Reed. Like, Detroit had a horrible offseason, so if they don't kind of meet Duren a little bit in the middle here. Duren might seriously take that qualifying offer into what we talked about. If he's a free agent next year, that's where the Nets cap space should go. You have a Jalen Duren at 23 years old under contract next 3 to 4 years to grow and develop with Michael Yeager. And don't forget Nolan Trayor. His speed with Duran's physicality is a sick combo in itself. So again, there's a million ways the Nets could go about this. I mean, if Detroit doesn't want to lose Duren for nothing, maybe they should call us about MPJ and his situation. Like, if I'm Detroit, you do not want to let Duren go for nothing, even if he's considering taking the qualifying offer right now. So the Nets have at least 1 or 3 ways how to get Jalen Duren. Just like we talked about, 20 and 10. That's not limited, Leaf. That's 20 and 10 for a 22-year-old in the NBA. That's a
hold on, John, hold on. Before we go to Leaf, I want to ask you a question. And for me, this is why I'll be calling you John Marks. It's because I'll be having these specific conversations for you. So basically, my question to you is, how valuable is our future draft picks to the Pistons for us to negotiate a Jalen Duren coming to this team? Because not necessarily they might want our players, but our draft picks in the future they might be interested in. And again, slowing it down, how should we value these future draft picks? So from what I'm hearing, 2028 is going to be a good draft. Now, I don't know how consistent that is with the truth, but I'm just putting that out there. So talk to us, John. How you feel about that?
Yeah, it's a great question. I mean, Detroit has a lot of picks. I mean, we talked about how last year they should have made that move to get a co-star with Cade before they had to pay Duren last year. They didn't do that. Now they're stuck in a financial bind. So with us, I don't think it comes down to the picks they want for us. We can maybe offer one, maybe a second swap of some sort, but I think it's really around the 1 threshold because they're going to want a player back. If they would be stupid to let Duren go for at least not a good player in return, that's where MPJ comes in. Then you talk about maybe a young player do they want from us. Drake Powell's an option. We don't know what Drake's going to be this season. You have Minot and Ellis in front of him right now. I think defensively, Detroit might like that upside next to some of their defensive-oriented players. Also, Danny Wolf. 20, 10, and 5. I mean, Breeze, I wouldn't want to part with that, right? But if Detroit needs that next MPJ to get Jalen Duren, how can I not say no? And I don't want to get rid of Dayron. For me, Dayron is off the table for Duren because if you had a Duren-Dayron combo, that's 20 rebounds a night. I call them the Juggernaut Bros. You have a Duren-Dayron combo the next 5 years with Michael Yeager. A lot of components are set for this team. Then it comes down to the wings and your bench. So again, Breeze, to end on my note here, if Duren is available in any form or manner, the Nets got to stay hungry and opportunistic, whether you get him as a free agent next year or you get him in a trade right now. Getting incentive for the Brooklyn Nets solves a lot of our problems. So if I'm the Brooklyn Nets, make the move if it's at your disposal. And I'll pass the ball.
We got Leaf. Leaf, talk to us, man. You hear the conversation. We trying to get Jalen Duren on the roster. Preferably Dayron Sharpe is still on the roster. I never thought of Danny Wolf being in the trade. I won't even entertain it. Shout out to Leaf. Talk to us, man. How you feel about it?
I'm not gonna get mad. I'm not angry. I'm not an angry person. Turn my damn camera off. I got a shoulder issue right now, but I'm not an angry person, and I'm in pain a little bit, but I think I'm gonna be all right.
What kind of pain?
After this, I think I'm gonna be all right. And after this next hour, I just put some icy hot on that shit. But I need to explain to people as to why the Nets are going more with fit as opposed to just going to go get guys that a lot of people in our fan base just believes that's just going to instantly make the roster better. The reason why they going with fit is the same reason why they picked Michael Brown over goddamn Darius Acuff, which I knew they was gonna do. The reason and Jalen Duren is already having these issues with the organization, this, that, and the third, with the contract, and I can understand why they paying Asar Thompson over him. Me personally, I don't think in terms of the way they roster is constructed, I don't think they should. But Asar Thompson, his defense was key for that team and key for them winning 60 games last year. I mean, even though Jalen Duren was thrusted into the number 2 spot on that team when he really wasn't supposed to be in the season, but Jalen Duren has had back-to-back playoff duds in 3 different series, bro. Like, so I can't really front line for somebody at the 5 that's looking for 4 years, at least $200 million with a limited skill set at the 5. He has a very, very limited skill set. Hold on, John. Hold on, John. Hold on,
Hold
John.
on,
Please,
let him
please
get his
don't.
shit off. Go
Please
ahead, go
don't.
ahead, Lee.
I'm listen. If you want to tell me about if you want to tell me about Danny Wolf, what he has to prove while making $2 million, while making pennies on a dollar, uh, uh, uh while goddamn 22, what some dude that's 22 years old that fumbled Angel Reese to Wendell Carter and just so happened to have 120 and 10 season and didn't average a block, and now he's looking for 200 something $million, bro. Like, listen, I got my reasons why. Y'all got your reasons why, and I understand why y'all would want him, bro, just based on how our center position looks. But
Right.
everything based on the way that we've been going, it seems that everything that we've been going off is fit. We was talking about
So you
muscle.
don't hold on. So you don't think the PNR fits with a Jago and a Michael? Them both interchangeable at the 1 and the 2.
The ball. Well, we got to understand, bro. In the beginning of the season, the ball is most likely going to be in Julius Randle's hands. Anybody could argue that if they want, bro. Like, I mean, but like, it's most likely going to be in his hands in the beginning of the season until the rookies, until Michael, Yegor, anybody else prove that the ball will belong in their hands.
All right, so hold on. Let me. I'm doing more than anything. Leaf is a tally. So me, don't rush greatness and everything. Brooklyn Nets, John pretty much agreed that we'll do what's necessary to get Jalen Duren on the roster to play with the rookie and the second year player. So let me go to Gary. So to just see how you feel, and I'm gonna send a poll in the chat to ask the chat as well.
Gary,
Because
if you sign off on
one
this,
person
bro,
disagree
like,
on it, you know what I'm saying? Let him speak. Don't try to influence him one way or another. Let the man speak. Gary, can you shout your channel out? You know, can you shout your channel out?
Yeah, it's BK Nothing But Nets podcast. I'm trying to get Breezy to come on with me and do a co-stream. Let's talk about it. But I would move heaven and earth.
Your mic is a little low. Your mic is a little low, Gary.
Can you hear me? Is that better?
Not really.
A little, not really.
Hang on.
Just like turn your mic up on the laptop, maybe, or
Is that better?
Yes.
All right.
For sure. Appreciate you.
I would move heaven and earth. I would give my firstborn, my secondborn, and my thirdborn, and every player on this roster, other than Michael Brown Jr., to get Jalen Duren.
Damn! Wow.
I would actually give him my kid.
I don't. What is it about Jalen Duren to you, bro, that you feel like deserves anywhere north of $200 million just for setting screens and rebounding and dunking, bro?
20 and 10.
You saying it, bro? He peaked at 20 and 10 at 22 years old. I get it.
How did he peak? It's consistency. None of our centers.
It's not consistency because he didn't do it a year. This is his first time doing it. No, number one. Number two, bro, he ain't the shot blocker that you think he is.
What?
That's number. He's not. He's not the shot blocker that you think he is. Everybody in here universally know, bro. If you haven't watched the Pistons, the best defender on that team is Asar Thompson, which is one of the reasons why they want to pay him and not Jalen Duren. So realistically, bro, like if you want to continue this whole back and forth, this hoorah.
But hold on. But what I'm saying is, it's more like Asar Thompson is like a 95 on defense, and Jalen Duren is like an 89 on defense, which is better than any center that we got.
Why?
Yeah, but here's the thing, bro. Like an 89 on a 89 on defense for us, bro. We need to raise what we really need is a 98, bro, like on defense.
Come on,
Because
I'm not jacking that.
What?
What's Danny Wolf defense?
why not? Why not? Why not? Why name me one reason why we don't need a 98 on defense. Name me one reason why. Name me one reason why.
I'm gonna tell you.
You gonna tell me some bullshit, bro, and I'm gonna decline it. I already know. So just tell me. Make something up. Make something up, bro. He's good.
Wolf can't do nothing Duren can do. Wolf can't do nothing Duren could do.
And he can't do nothing that Wolf can do, bro. Like, please, miss me with the bullshit. Y'all can miss me with the bullshit about Jalen Duren fitting on this team, bro, just because we got the money.
Nah,
I don't give a fuck about the money, bro. Like, he already disputing contracts over in Detroit.
Question, you ain't even let me answer the question.
So if Duren take $9 million this year and he do better than Wolf, then what we talking about?
Bro, let me answer the question.
If he take that $9 million this year and they go up from here, Wolf got to prove himself more than Duren.
I'm not taking that nigga, bro.
What I'm saying is, out of all of that versatility, all of that stuff is cool. Hold on, can I say this? I'm not knocking the versatility of Danny Wolf. I'm not saying that. I'm saying I'm a simple fan. I want my center to do center things. I want him to rebound. I want him to run the P&R with the 1 and the 2 guard. That's what I want. I want the defense to see when he's on that side, that's the strong side defense. When he's when he's not on that side, that's the weak side defense, because they're going to attack the rookie and sophomore. They're going to do it. And what I'm saying is they'll be more reluctant, more hesitant if on the strong side of defense, like we could switch it up. If Mikal, hypothetically, he in foul trouble, you could put him on a side with Duren so they know that he got help. You know, this is how players think. They looking at the second wave of defense. They always feel like they could get past the first guy. And what I'm saying is, with them being rookie and sophomore guards, they sometimes the offense is going to get past them sometimes. And it'd be great to have somebody like Duren backing them up, opposed to Danny Wolf. Like, bro, Danny Wolf, they gonna look at the defense like, oh, Danny Wolf is their center. And when we was just talking about ratings, I do think there's a gap between the ratings on defense of the centers that we got and Jalen Duren. I would say Jalen Duren is mid-80s, high 80s. I would say the best center we got on defense is probably high 70s, mid-70s. That's a 10-point gap.
Exactly.
You know I'm measuring it like 2K, but still, bro, you get what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Like, come on, man.
It's amazing and leaves the detraction with us.
And then you leave. Then you forget I got the how button. You forget all of the times you was making the valid points about Danny Wolf. I pushed the how button for you. Then you leave. But this is different. They keep all these kerfuffles between the Pistons and Jalen Duren. Y'all don't have to fight. Just do business with the Brooklyn Nets. Y'all ain't gotta fight. Just, you know what I'm saying? Holla at us.
You know what's so amazing is he doesn't mention how Duren is over 250 pounds and he can set screens very well. If Danny sets a screen, is Danny to go for a lob or if he's setting a screen for one of our guards? No, he's going to go in the corner and shoot threes. Duren's going to go straight down the middle and going to lob that through the hoop, man, like nothing. Like, what is wrong with 20 and 10 on this team and having him next to Dayron for the future? That's 20 rebounds a night plus. What is wrong with that? Again, Danny Wolf is all theory. He's a 4 right now. We even know he's going to be a 5 in the next 5 or 10 games of the season. And with Duren, he's going to start a lot of those games. We know that.
Get in on that real quick because I want to. Like, if you want to play Wolf at the 4, then you need a big, premier, rebounding, rim protecting center. That's Duren. So if you want to play Wolf at the 4, you need a 5 like Duren. You can't have a 5 that can't protect the rim like Sharp.
Exactly. Like Danny Wolf is good, but he's not great. He's not going to stop all these other bigs. Again, we talked about potentially what the style would be. If Danny's just starting 5 on opening night, he's going to be in the corner for a 3-point shot. He's not going to be down the lane trying to get rebounds. This is going to be Julius Randle's job. Do we want Randle to be the strong rebounding threat as opposed to a Duren who can do it in his sleep? Again, we're talking about logistics here. Duren fits the timeline perfectly with Michael and Yegor and Nolan as well. Those guards will set him up for easy lob attempts, and he can set easy screens for them to cook from a 3-point line, mid-range, what have you. Again, we haven't had a legit center in almost 7-8 years. It's been about. When is it enough here? This is what Sean Marks has to get out of his head. These undersized, skinny bigs aren't winning in the NBA. Find me statistical data where you're winning with that. You can't. The last few championship teams have all had legit centers. You get a Durant for the next 5 to 6 years with Michael Yeager, we are set in a lot of areas. Then it comes down to your wings, your bench depth, and we're ready to go. The Nets have to use these assets. I told you, Breeze, in the private chat, 2 years from now, the 2020 draft, we're going to have 8 picks. Are we really drafting 8 more guys on a roster that has 9 drafted dudes? No. We have to, between now and then, we have to cash in these assets and get some upgrades that fit the timeline and are going to be super impactful. Jalen Duren is one of those guys. The league could detract against it all he wants, but you cannot deny the facts. Duren would fit us perfectly.
Yo, hold on. Let's go to Python and Gary. Python, what you got on this? How you feel about Duren on the team, man? Because there's a lot of commotion between him and the Pistons. I don't know what's going on. How you feel about it?
Nah, if the Nets still had Claxton, maybe they could have did something. But it's a good idea. He's 22. You know, Dayron's not necessarily a good rim protector, even per 36. He's only 0.6 rebounds a game. It would make a lot of sense. It's just not happening. You know, I think it's the one flaw in the team. Sean Marks doesn't believe in bigs. So I'm shocked that we have the size that we have right now, like Dayron and Randall. That's probably the
we got a 6'10" 2 guard.
Oh man,
I'm talking front court wise. But
right.
Still, you got 2 physical players up front, and I haven't seen that since Brook Lopez. So
Brook Lopez was finesse when he was here, bro. He wasn't strong at all.
I'm talking about size. I'm not necessarily. He is a finesse player. He is a jump shooting big, but the point is he still was probably the biggest center the team has had ever. And under Sean Marks, we haven't seen nothing like that. Like I think Blake Griffin might be the biggest.
Probably LaMarcus Aldridge or somebody, or
Jared 2
Allen.
Power forwards would be the biggest centers
maybe.
we've had.
Yeah, Jared Allen maybe, but the only reason why I'm not too gun ho on it, but you said it ain't happening anyway, which I do believe. But I mean, the only reason why I ain't gun ho on it, bro. Like, and I already mentioned my reasons, bro. Like, everybody want to bring up that 20 and 10. When it happened, and it's cool that it happened, bro. The thing is,
it didn't just happen. He's 22 years old.
Yeah, I understand that, but
you got a 22-year-old who has 20 and 10.
Hold up. Let me make sure I'm clear about what I'm about to say. The thing about it, bro, like that 20 and 10 is not equivalent to a 20 and 10 in a previous decade. You get what I'm saying, bro? Like, and I'm gonna explain what I mean by that. That 20 and 10. I think back to when Dwight was averaging 20 something and 15 on goddamn on Orlando.
Nah, but Dwight had Hall of Fame defense though.
Yeah, he did. Dwight had much better. White was a much better athlete, much more mobile, much more better around the basket, a much better rebounder. The thing is, the second this kid started average 20 and 10, and then he got on an All NBA team, it's like, yo, can I get my 287? I'm like, yo, bro, you played in 3 playoff series. I'm like, yo, bro, you played in 3 playoff series, bro. Wendell Carter played you to a standstill, fam.
Again, who's the second best player behind Cade right now? Wait, Leaf. Who's the second best player behind Cade on that roster right now? If it's not Durant at the moment, who's the second best player? Why he should take a discount right now?
It is Durant. We all agreed that it's a Durant, but the thing in for our situation, listen, for the Pistons situation, hey, if he want 280 something, that's fine. Okay, whatever. If they don't want to pay him that, then another team gonna swoop in. My thing is why it should. The thing is why I don't think it's gonna be the Nets. Probably for the same reason why Pod don't think it's gonna be the Nets, bro. Like we all agreed that Sean Marks is not looking for those type of centers.
And this is why he has to get out of his own head and do it for
Right.
once. You have
That's
all
why
the picks,
Mark
you have
has
all
to
the
go.
That don't,
Not
confidence.
but
Durant.
that don't mean he got to burn. That don't mean he has to burn dollars on a what if, bro. Like
He's
that
not a
20 and 10.
what if with Durant? 2010 is not a what if. It's
It is
logistics.
a what if, bro. Because I'm paying him top paper. If I'm paying him top dollar, bro, he's most likely going to be the best player on this team in another year.
But Leaf,
So
you want to pay
realistic,
Danny Wilson's team amount to average 20, 10, and 5, hypothetically, right?
If we
bro.
want to be real, the whole Nets team is a what if. You want to be real.
Oh
They
yeah,
still
yeah. The whole Nets team is a what if, but it's not costing us. It's not costing us what it's going to cost us for Jalen Duren.
It's costing us
That's the big
time.
thing. That's the big issue
It's
here.
costing us no Leaf. It's
It's
costing us
opportunity
time.
cost. Opportunity cost is the worst things that you could waste. If there's
Not
an
even
is
opportunity. It's time. You're
when
wasting
is
time.
to me, if I was talking to Sean Marks, if I was advising him, I'd be like, when are you gonna get a chance like this again?
Right.
Yeah, like I know the whole league is scared that he's gonna turn into homeboy that was in Miami. What was his name? He was a center for a minute. Got
Bam,
traded. Not
Bam,
Bam.
Khalil Where,
Whiteside, Hassan
or
Whiteside.
There
Whiteside,
you go.
Whiteside. Oh, yeah,
They think
Whiteside.
he's
Yeah,
Hassan Whiteside.
Whiteside, bro, showed up for 1 year, bro. Got some chicken and dipped.
Durant is
Nah.
not like that. He is much better than that. Here's
How we
another
know
guy.
that? How
And
we
here's
know that?
another guy. Wait, wait,
How we
wait,
know
Duren,
here's
that?
another-
Duren
How
did
we know
not
that?
put up
Let me
Hassan
address that.
Whiteside numbers. Like, go back and check
Like
like
Hassan
what he was
Whiteside was
putting
putting up
up.
triple doubles with blocks, bro. What we talking about?
Stop.
Yo,
You
What's
feel
that
go
me?
mean?
Do you
go
remember
back
what
and look at
Hassan Whiteside was doing
those
that year?
Miami Heat years with Hassan Whiteside. He was putting crazy numbers up.
Whiteside was out of pocket. He showed up for 1 year, got paid, and said, "Yup, I'm out."
Yeah, no, I agree. But let me ask you this question, Red Leaf. What makes you think Duren is like Whiteside in that sense? Like, what's the evidence of that claim?
He not like Whiteside at
All right,
all.
so
Like
why are we talking about? Yeah,
What are we talking about?
Whiteside was much better defender first and foremost. Like, let's get that out of the way.
no.
Like,
I'm asking, like, what makes you think that
Whiteside was 3 blocks a game.
Whiteside had an excellent season? He did. He had an excellent season.
Whiteside was out of pocket, bro.
Right, but what makes you think Duren's going to take his money and dip? Like, that's what I'm asking. Like, what makes you think?
Exactly. There's no
The-
correlation. There's no correlation.
The thing is, I
The
don't
last year's playoffs,
where do
he
y'all
didn't
see
show
Jalen
up.
Duren's game going?
The whole team in Detroit didn't show up. Again,
Nah,
they don't have
especially
shooters
him.
around Cade right now. How's that Durant's fault? Landon can set the trap.
Especially him.
But we can't argue Duren was the weakest link,
He let
bro.
Wendell Carter hem him.
They were the
Duren
same
was
team.
arguably the weakest link.
I would do the trade. I would trade for him. I'd give up real assets for him. Because you have to take a shot. But at the same time, I understand why there's a little trepidation. There's like these bigs
This
don't
is not the
last in
shot
the
that you
NBA
take.
anymore.
This is not the shot that you take, bro. Like this is not the shot that you take, bro. We not in a hurry to do nothing, bro.
Let me respond to this. Right.
Go ahead, Gary.
At 22, Jalen Duren is an all-star and an all-NBA player. At 22, Hassan Whiteside averaged 1 point per game and 2 rebounds per game. I'm just putting
that's a little bit unfair. I understand. I like when y'all do that,
He
bro.
was
Y'all
a
go back
G-League
to
player.
these. Y'all go back to
But
the
no, but
age
it's
thing, bro,
facts.
and just
It's
try to make
facts
that
or is it his
comparison and
opinion?
boom,
Is
boom,
it
and
the
that's
fact
that.
or is it his opinion? I'm just saying.
Again, it's facts. You cannot deny
I mean,
facts.
I understand it's a fact, but it's a fact that favors your narrative. I get it.
There's no
I
narrative
understand it.
here. There's no narrative. These are good players. What's their narrative?
No. I wanna just shout the mathematics in the chat. You knew, shout to you. Subscribe to the page. He said, "100. We not winning right now." Now I agree with you. We not necessarily say we fit in the winning right now, but I want you to hear me on it. It's just I need you to pick up what I'm putting down. 2 players, rookie and sophomore guards, and Diego and Michael. Both of them could be interchangeable at the 1 and the 2. You give them a center they can run P and R with early. It's and again, it's not like I left this idea alone. It was over with. But again, it's still ongoing. Peyton Watson got a team. Harden got a contract. All of these
That was
different players.
that was laughable. I ain't gonna hold you.
No. Listen, call it what you want.
Yo,
but they made an
people
agreement.
talk about give him 120 million. He
Listen,
got 80 million.
I'm not saying give him that. I'm not
Hey,
saying give him that.
shit, he
Listen,
got
I'm not.
paid.
Hold on. I'm not saying what to pay him. I'm not
Cam
saying how
Thomas
to
would
be.
never.
Hold on. I'm not saying how the business
Ever.
will work. I'm saying the fact that you give a two guards that could play the one or the two, a center that they could do PNRs with, bro, that's a good situation. That's
Great
something
situation.
that you can build a core with. Because now
Yep.
you're going to sign Jalen Duren to a 3-4 year contract, and you put them in a situation where they got a center to work with, which increases
Exactly.
their offense inside the 3-point line. And this is some stuff that Jordy don't have to draw up. Jordy don't have to be a mastermind genius head coach because of the talent. When you got the talent in a, what would you say, the all-star and the all-pro, bruh, all-NBA, bro, you put him with, that makes sense to me. And the reason why I said MPJ and Randall is because of the descendant contracts. That's it. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, I wish to keep them because that we kicking up some dust with that team. In my
You
opinion.
wouldn't have to
Okay.
trade both. It would likely be MPJ because it's a flat out expiring. Reynolds still
I
has a year,
I don't
so
think
it
you
wouldn't
I
have to
don't
be
think you're
both.
wrong. I just don't see Sean Marks doing. I think we got 10 years of track record. KD had to tell him you need wings, bro.
Facts.
Like,
Facts. If anything, the athlete that Yegor and Michael I see them playing with is most likely going to come out of our draft.
No, it's not. Listen, at the end of the day, if it's not
Most
even
likely,
yeah,
bro,
you gotta
I
pray for
highly doubt
Boomche
Jalen. I
Boomche.
highly doubt anybody in our front office is taking Jalen Duren extension seriously.
okay, if
I
it's not
highly
okay,
doubt that.
so if it's not Jalen
Nah,
Duren,
they
what
get
about
Cam Williams next year, and they get
wait,
Boomche
wait,
Boomche the year
no,
after
wait,
that.
Here you
okay,
go with Boom Shay,
wait,
Boom
wait,
Shay, and Cam Williams. We ain't getting none of these niggas.
Nah,
so if it's not
Cam Williams is not top 5.
wait, so if it's not
He's a 6'11" wing.
wait, if it's not a Jalen Duren, what about Ryan Corcoran? Me and Breeze did a show a few weeks ago
It
where
ain't him neither.
no, wait, in his first year,
Nah, he'll get
in his
there.
first,
Somebody like that.
hear
They
me
Yo,
out.
got guys.
Pod, you already shut that shit down on Twitter, bro. Like, go ahead, bro.
In his
What
first
happened?
year, in his first
That
year,
Ryan Kalkbrenner business.
wait, in his first year, 101 block shots. You know the
Yo,
most,
A hundred.
you know
people
the
were
most,
really people were really texting me on like offline, like, yo, can that Cock Burner
He
shit
said
happen?
people
no,
really texting me
at
off.
the end of the day, he's
Oh,
only under a
word.
rookie,
They
he's only under a rookie
We ain't
contract.
getting him neither.
You're
not
not
No.
in the
getting it.
universe.
Well, why not? He's only under a rookie contract.
Hold on.
Yeah,
Stop.
like you
Hold on.
know who
Let
else
me
is under a
finish.
rookie contract?
Listen.
Ace Bailey. You know
But
who
hold
else
on.
is under a rookie contract? Noah Singay.
Man,
That's a lot of niggas that
what,
Pod wanted on
wait,
this team, and he kept calling their name, and they're
wait,
not coming here.
Leaf,
It's over with.
101
No.
block shots as a rookie. You
No,
know the
well,
most block shots. Wait, you
the
know the most
problem is
block.
Utah don't need nothing.
Wait, do you know the
So there's
most block?
nothing to give them.
Wait, do you know the most?
Exactly.
Wait,
So
the
they could
most.
just stash
They could just
Ace
redshirt
Bailey.
everybody.
The most block shots.
It doesn't matter. They could
Wait,
just hoard talent. Oh, it's not working out with you,
Okay, yeah,
AJ?
let's all right, next man up. Yep.
wait.
Hey,
The most
Darren,
block.
you not looking
Hold on,
good?
Hold on.
Wait,
Go ahead.
the most
Good.
block shots Dayron's had in 5 years is 41. The most Ryan's had in 1 year is
Who did you say to talk?
101. 101. He's going to surpass Dayron in his second year in block shots. Dayron's had
Nobody,
100 something in
bruh.
5 years.
If blocks if blocks was valued so much, bruh, and I understand that we in somewhat of the Wemby era, and everybody thinks they need a 7'4" nigga to counter him. It's not necessarily the case, bruh. What count as Wemby is speed, bruh. Like, and
Eh,
we all
No,
seen it in the finals.
he's too fast. What counters Wemby is
It's speed.
you have to put a shoulder in his chest. You got to put an
That too.
elbow in his neck.
That
Listen,
too.
I
That worked
respect.
too.
I don't like none of the dudes that play for the pants.
But Denny Wolf,
I don't like none of them.
yeah, but Denny Wolf,
He said I don't like none of the
I don't
dudes that play
respect
for the
them.
Denny Wolf
Pants.
in the
I
big,
don't I don't fuck with
Danny
them.
Wolf will
Denny
be
Wolf
just
in the Big
fine, bro.
12.
But
All you got to do is
Nothing
give
we
I
him
will
talking
tell
about
you
teamwork.
right
that
now.
I have to admit that
If you don't
Cat
want to take my word for it, just
None
go
of them.
ask Cheney Johnson, bro. Like, go ahead.
your Cat had a good played
Hey,
good.
Cheney Johnson said it himself, bro. Like y'all, I heard the interview.
He said
Y'all got
Duren.
y'all.
He said
What he
Duren. He
say?
didn't say
Tell me what he
Duren.
said.
He said Duren is the toughest matchup he's
What he
had.
say, Leaf?
No, he already said Danny Wolf got way more stronger than what he was a year ago.
I didn't see it this summer. I didn't see it
I
this
didn't
summer. I
hear
said
that. I
Duren
heard he
was
say
baseball.
Nolan
Bro,
Traore.
well, who you gonna trust? Who you gonna trust? The nigga that's in practice with him all the time, or you
I'm
like?
talking
I
about what
trust,
he
I
said.
trust the eyes that I
He said
saw
he
him
said
play.
he said
Listen,
everybody got stronger, but Nolan Traore is going to turn y'all heads. He's like, trust me. Trust me when I say this. Nolan
I would
Traore
like, yeah.
got much
Hey, bro,
stronger.
I don't got
He
no problem.
walking
Listen,
around
I
here
agree
with
with
cut
him.
off shirts.
I agree with him with Nolan Trayor, bro. Like, listen, I'm not arguing Nolan
Hey,
Trayor at all. Like, listen, you ain't getting no argument out of me. The the
I
the
think
pro the
Duren
the thing
Duren's
that
gonna
we keep
definitely make
coming,
us a
the thing
championship
that we keep coming back and forth to,
can't
bro.
skip over
At
that.
this point, and we gotta all wait till it happen, just like we waited to the draft to happen. All of the people that try to cut my head off about how we needed Darius Acuff, bro. Now that situation is shut down. All of the people that told me we was gonna get a top 5 pick, and I told them that they wasn't, bro. That
hey,
got shut down. And now I'm telling
when
And now I'm calling for Danny
when
Wolf.
we
And
got
now
the
that's
when we
another
got
thing
the
that I
sixth
gotta be
pick,
right about, bro. Like, and then when it happens,
leave,
everybody gonna point
leave,
to all the bad
leave.
games.
You did not say that before me.
I did say
You
that before
you
you, because
no
you wasn't up
hell
here all the
fucking
time.
no. I argued with
You wasn't
everybody
up
in
here
the
all the
chat,
time. You wasn't up
especially
here all the
John.
time. You
Yo,
wasn't up here
John.
all the time. I said it. I
what,
said that the
what,
Chicago Bulls
what,
was going
Uh,
to get a top 5 pick before we did. They started the
Yeah,
season
yes,
seven
you
and
did say
one.
that, but I'm talking about Michael over Darius Acuff. I gave a whole soliloquy about about how
I don't remember that happening on this
hold on,
page.
how you gonna remember if you're not gonna let me talk? Um, I gave a whole soliloquy that said that Michael just fits better. If you like did a creator player for Jordy's and Sean Mark's system, it's Michael.
Right.
It's him.
Mhm.
He and then I explained he shot 7.5 threes a game. He led all of college. He's
Mhm.
he's not only taking those shots, he's taking them from the logo.
Right.
He's,
And
and he fits perfectly with Yegor.
the
Se-
second
Seamlessly.
what?
The second that Breezy came up and did a live about us getting the 6th pick, bro, he was ready to fight somebody in the street. I remember that shit, bro. Like, the nigga was ready, he was upset. I said, yo, bro, I guess we got to settle for Michael Brown, bro. Like, the second that he went live, and he was only live for about 10 minutes, bro. He went live in the street,
I
and
was
he
in
was
that.
about,
I was in that. I was in
yeah.
that, and I don't. I'm telling you,
And
no. I
I said, bro, I
I
guess
got
we
so
settling for
much
Michael.
pushback. Yo, I have friends. I have basketball friends that are still mad at me today. Like I made the pick because I have been saying with the sixth pick, your Brooklyn Nets is
Select
taking out of Louisville
Michael Brown Jr.
Michael Brown Jr.
I even said Michael Brown Jr., bro, before the draft lottery even took place, because I knew he wasn't in top 5 anyway.
All I remember is you talking about
I don't
Danny Wolf.
believe you. You
I
need more
remember
hold on,
you
people.
hold on,
making early arguments to me about Mike Brown. I
But you
hold
remember
on,
my
wrong.
man, Lee.
No,
So
no,
I remember
because
hold on,
wrong.
yeah,
No, because
hold
John
on,
is one of the people that tried to butt my head off
hold on.
about how we needed Darius Acuff, bro. I told him it wasn't gonna happen, and I was right. I told
He
people,
should
bro,
have.
that the
Lee,
Chicago Bulls
Again,
was gonna
hold
get a
on.
higher
Listen,
pick than us no matter what, and I was right. Why? How
hold
many
on,
things I gotta be right about, bro,
hold on,
before niggas start to just
hold on,
listening?
Oh,
I don't know
boy.
about
hold
the
on,
Wolf though.
You got to be right
hold
about Danny Wolf first.
on.
If you're right about Danny Wolf, I'll give you
I
Yo,
credit.
gotta be right about
listen,
Danny Wolf first when I was
yeah,
right about
Uh,
two different things about
Yeah,
the
that
Nets.
that would be
What the
that's
hell?
yours.
that's
That's all
hold on, yeah,
yours, Danny
hold on,
Wolf.
yeah,
And I give you props
If you
on
telling me that
hold on,
I gotta be right about Danny Wolf for you to believe everything that
yes,
I say from here on out, bro. Like, that's
yes,
crazy.
yes, because I took a lot of slings and arrows for touting Michael.
hold on, yeah, hold on. I just want to read the super chat. Shout out to player one. He a member of the moderator. He said, Watson, X, Ellis, and Wagner. This front office sucks. A lot of discrepancies with the front office. You know what I'm saying? A lot of you know, I would say, all right, I got you. Damn, I ain't throw the link in the chat. But yeah, man, there's a lot of discrepancies with the front office. But me, if you believe Chaney Johnson and Nolan Trey already did get better, we got Keon Ellis at the 2, Josh Minot at the 3, Danny Wolf at the 4, in my opinion, or Noah Clowney at the 4 and Danny Wolf at the 5. We'll see. You know what I'm saying? We'll see how well they did this upcoming season. It's hard for me to gauge how good this or that is in tanking seasons. You know, we're gonna be bad. We gotta start off knowing that. So, but
Breezy,
yeah,
I wanna give you update my prediction on the season.
okay,
I see 40 wins.
all right. Why you
I
say
don't know if
You
that's
Kobe?
see
enough to
40?
make the play-in. I see 40 wins.
You
The
see
team
40?
the team fits together too perfectly.
So you think
Like
MPJ is going to
if
remain the whole year with us?
if Nolan is for real and you could bring him off the bench and play a 3-guard lineup like Indiana
Okay,
used
holding
to,
that teller, baby.
that's a
You think
that's
MPJ is going to be
a
in
win
the
right
whole year?
there. I think
So
I
wait,
think the team just fits well together. And I
so
like the
Pod,
guys off the bench. People saying they don't have a bench. I like mine not.
Jay
I,
for BT. He said Jay 40 wins. 40 wins for which team? He asking you
which
what team. So.
team? That's funny. That's funny.
no, I know he gonna give me shit all year. I'm talking about the Brooklyn Nets.
Thank you. Let
So,
him know. Let him know.
You know what?
so,
You know what, bro? Since we all going with since we all
I
going
have a
off the
dream.
wall with shit,
oh,
I listen,
man.
and I'm well known to just jump off the top rope with shit, bro. Like it is what it is. It's a perfect world, bro. In a perfect world, bro, we could win these.
Now
In a
I
perfect world.
Well,
So, all right, so
now let's
hold on.
not
We
talk
got
This world
crazy.
ain't perfect.
hold on. We got Notorious on the panel, man. Talk to
But
Notorious.
I just wanna can I just finish cap off my prediction?
Yeah.
I
Then we go
think
to Notorious.
I think we win 40 wins. And again the reason why is not just you know
Just say it's
what
because of Danny Wolf, bro.
what
We'll be all right.
no it's I think you guys are really underestimating how good Mikel is.
We
He
underestimated
it's
how
gonna
good Danny Wolf is. Just say
it's,
that, bro.
it's gonna be a little rough for him, but he this kid is special. He's special, and he's gonna make the rest of the team look special, not just because of passing and all of that. He's gonna make the other players look special because they now don't have to do the things that they're uncomfortable doing.
So,
Everybody can focus on what
You got
they
to chip on
bring.
his
I'm
back.
I'm I'm waiting for the soliloquy
Hold
where
on. Let's
Pod says Danny
hold
Wolf
on.
is about to take off.
Hold on. Let's go to
40
Notorious.
wins.
We got Notorious and Range Rover on the panel. Notorious, talk to us, man. What you want to talk about, man? We talking about a whole bunch of stuff. I know you was in the chat for a
Talk
minute.
about how Danny Wolf gonna go.
I really want to talk about nothing, man. In particular, I just seen some. I don't know, man. This is some. It ain't really like too much basketball related. It's just slander, man. I just seen the man Timothy Chalamet, what he is, the actor dude, the New York Knicks fan, say that it on Carmelo's show that if you are a Nets fan, then you got something's wrong with you or something like that. Did anybody see that?
Send me the clip. Send me the clip. We gonna recap. He
Ain't no,
said
I,
what?
I don't even know who dude name is, bro.
No,
Like
the dude. What did he play in?
He
Man, he
sound
played
like
in
he
Supreme.
related to
man,
Marty
he
Supreme, the little Marty
Cameron.
Supreme, geeky
Marty
looking
Supreme,
dude.
bro.
Transformers.
I don't know who that is, man. I come on, man.
He
He's
sound
in
like
Hey yo,
Transformers,
he's
right?
a rival cousin or something, man.
hey yo,
Transformers.
I think I seen a tweet though. I think that dude was chilling with Igor the other day.
He was
Yeah,
I
chilling
at
with
just
the
don't.
He
at,
was
I
at
chilling
the
just
with
don't
Yago and
Kardashians'
understand.
for
house.
Like,
people not to be a Nets fan.
At the
How that work?
Kardashian house.
What he
yeah, yo,
say? Play the
Ego
clip.
got
What
to
he
I'm
say?
gonna have to check him. I'm gonna put the clip in the private chat, Breezy, and I'm gonna let y'all talk.
Yeah,
That
no,
shit
no,
ain't
no, no, no.
important.
Hold on. Before you let us talk, tell him what it's like being a Nets fan. You know what I'm saying? Fuck you talking
I mean,
about? Man?
I really don't give a shit what what other people think. I'm gonna do what I do anyway. I'm a king. I march to the beat of my own drum. I'm not a follower. I like what I like. I don't give a fuck about what other niggas like or what they think. That's just me. But I ain't no 12-year-old.
Talk that shit.
I ain't no
Talk
man
that
that act
shit.
like a 12-year-old. So it don't mean
Tell
shit
them.
to me. So,
Talk that
but yeah,
shit. Tell them.
it is what it is, baby.
Yeah. Yeah, again, man. Shout out to Notorious, man. Shout out to all of the fans that move from Brooklyn that live abroad and still Nets fans, you know what I'm saying? Because they got finicky fans. I've met fans that say, yeah, I was a Raptor fan when I lived in Toronto, but now, you know what I mean? I'm in New York. Now I'm a Brooklyn fan. Now I'm a Knicks fan. You know, I've seen it all, man. You know? So shout out to Notorious and other fans that's from Brooklyn that be repping the Brooklyn Nets. I seen Notorious with a net polo. I said, damn, that shit was clean. I need one of those.
Yo, I
Word.
just put the link in the chat, but in the private chat.
All right, I see it.
Oh, that's what you
But
call
yeah,
it.
it's great being a Net fan, man. I watched the Barclays being built on Flatbush and Atlantic. I'm talking hammer and nail, clanking,
Somebody
steel on
black.
steel.
Yo,
Another
Notorious, what is he talking about? The
I mean, it's
clip.
just pretty much net slander. You know how it go. Like, why are you a Nets? They try to make you feel bad for being a Nets
Who is
fan.
this guy?
Like that little 12-year-old shit, you know, that they
It,
That
do.
and
that
that's
bitch ass reverse psychology. I know it. I seen
Pretty
it
and,
before.
much.
and Notorious. That's wild because he's in Melo's studio in Red Hook saying that. Like Melo should never allow that to happen. I don't care how much of a nick he was. He bugging. Brooklyn all
Yeah,
day,
but then
baby.
he tried to be, he was like, I don't mean no disrespect, but you know, he tried to be diplomatic about it, but he was being disrespectful. He ain't no being diplomatic
Yeah,
about that.
that's
Joey, we don't care about trolls. We Brooklyn, man. That's all that matters. Let the trolls
Yeah.
troll. We're gonna
Yeah, if
keep
you're a Nets
creating
fan, you
great
should be on like a
content.
government list or something. That's
Nah,
that's
but this hold on, hold on, hold on.
He doesn't stay neutral. He's just like,
Hold on.
yeah,
What I'm saying
he's
is
like, word though. Keep talking shit.
this
Talk your
lunch.
shit. Talk your
You know
shit.
what I mean? Hold on, this lunch. This is a 33
Bro, who the
second.
hell is this?
Yeah, exactly. Who the hell is this guy? He like, you know
He's an
what I mean?
actor, bro. He's an actor.
Okay.
He claimed that he been in a couple of films. Like if you watch the movie
yeah.
Marty Supreme, he was the main actor in that. But pretty much, he said he from New York. He said his grandma was a Knick fan, and he grew up a Knick fan. I don't know. He one of these acting niggas that came out of nowhere. So, but he
Right.
supposedly
Facts,
supposed to
facts.
be from New
Hold
York.
up.
Well,
Hold up. Time out. Is
Did
hold
this
on.
Kylie
young
Jenner.
Tommy Byrne from Power Origins?
No, I
No,
don't
no,
know.
I think he was in that movie Doom.
Doom.
Hold on. Let me
Like
play the
Doom.
clip to see. Let me
Man,
let me
look
see
like
what
one
he
of
said.
Spider
Let
Man's
me see what he
friends or
said.
some
Let me see
shit,
what he
bro.
said.
Yeah,
Hold
This
on.
little nigga out of
Let me see
here.
what he said, man. Let me.
My grandma was a huge Knicks fan, so that's what turned me on to them. And if you live in New York, you are a Knicks fan. You know, my grandma had a New York Giants teddy bear and a New York Jets teddy bear, but she only had a New York Knicks teddy bear. You know, no disrespect to Nets fans, but if you're a
Nah, it's
Nets
all
fan,
disrespect.
yeah,
It's all disrespect.
that's weird.
Like, you know what it is in this city.
Yeah.
Like, Little brother.
Yeah, if you're a Nets fan, you should be on like a government list or something. That's something wrong with you. How
No,
can
gotta
you
stay neutral. He's just like, yeah. He's like, word though. Keep talking shit. Talk your shit. Talk your shit.
But that's what made me a fan, and I went to as many games when I could afford a ticket growing up.
Hold on. Carmelo Anthony, you could be there allowing this disrespect, egging him on when the New York Knicks ruin your career as a player. That's why you ain't getting no championship because that team
Facts.
got stripped to the bone when you got there.
I never fuck with
Huh?
nigga
You
Carmelo,
was
but
more
that's your man,
competitive on the
Breezy.
Nuggets.
I
You
never
took the
fuck with that
prime of
nigga.
your career and you went to the Knicks and you never got an NBA championship. You was my favorite player until you got there, and then you ain't win no NBA championship because you spent more of your career with the Knicks and then win a goddamn thing. And you
bro.
want to egg this shit on? And
Ain't
this
this dude
dude, you
wait, ain't this dude hooking up with the Kardashian?
Carmelo was my favorite player before MPJ. Like, you know what I'm
right.
saying? He's the reason I became a Nuggets fan. I said whatever team draft Melo is
See?
going to be my team.
It's all coming full circle now.
The only reason
Hold up. Breeze Mello was your man's though.
Melo was on Denver when he got drafted that year with LeBron, bro. That was my guy, bro.
But you want to
He
know what
had the
else is
mid, he
you
had everything. He wasn't
real
just a
real
mid
quick.
range. He had
You
everything.
want
He
to
was
know
doing
what else is
everything.
corny about his analogy, nigga? When your grandma was a Knicks fan, the Nets wasn't even in New York. Like the Nets been in
Facts.
New York 15 years. So what you talking about? Like
Facts,
your
sir.
analogy don't even make sense. Like, but whatever, man. Let these niggas talk.
He don't know nothing about basketball
Like,
anyway,
bro,
man.
I
That's
don't
the
Bruh,
even
this
know
thing.
dude
why.
don't
I
look
don't
like
even
he
know
even
why he
play
would fix his
basketball,
face to
bro.
say that.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I think it's actually good that the Knicks won the chip because for all the players that the Nets just drafted, for them to come to New York and see that, it's like if they ain't go crazy this summer, it's like there ain't nothing else that'll make you go crazy because
I
it's
don't
like
even know why. Oh
it's
man,
crazy.
my
I
bad.
can't wait for this season, man.
I don't even know why he would fix his face to say that, bro. This ain't even your
Bruh.
speed, young man. Like, come on.
Bro, he ain't say that before the Knicks won the championship. Now the Knicks won
Bro,
the
he wasn't
championship. Now
around
your
before the Knicks
grandmother
won the
was a fan. You ain't
championship.
say
You,
that
bro,
before they
you know,
won.
Breeze, hold up, bro. It's something that we all understand, bro. Now that the Knicks won, all of these fans could come out of hiding, bro. Like the ones that had paper
Bro,
bags over
he
their
didn't even
heads.
leave. He didn't even say I grew up watching Ewing. Nothing. He
He
said
old enough.
my grandmother was a Knicks fan. That means when they was losing, he was probably trashing them. When they had Alfred Payton at the point guard and all of these whack ass players on their team, and they ain't win nothing. He was nowhere saying anything about the Knicks, and now he want to pull up and then not just keep it real with them about the Knicks. You want to add us to the mix and say we supposed to be, bro? Like I said, the NBA landed on the Brooklyn Nets. The Brooklyn Nets didn't land on the NBA. I mean Brooklyn. You know what I mean? So
Listen,
I
yeah,
just
man.
don't understand why everybody think if you from New York, you automatically got to be a Knicks fan. Like it's just funny to me though.
Facts.
Right.
Like, no, bro. Like, again, like I
bruh.
said, growing up, Brooklyn didn't have a team. Yeah, I like Mark Jackson and the Knicks. Traded him. I said, God damn. Like, this is
Nigga
some of
said
the stuff,
traded him.
right? Like, some of the stuff, some of the players that I like that they had, they traded them. Like, they was getting good play. Trade Mark Jackson, he broke a record as a rookie for assists for the Knicks. It was hard not to like him. The buzz was crazy. This before social media, but he was from the town, from New York. I wasn't even a
Right.
Knicks fan, but I knew about Mark Jackson just because I knew about basketball. And bro, you cannot ignore who Mark
I
Jackson
mean,
was. He was the
but
man as a
Breeze, this
rookie, and they
story,
traded him. I
Breeze, this
said,
story,
nah,
like
they wilding.
Breeze, the story
They
that you
wilding.
telling right now kind of aligns with Cam Thomas a little bit. You probably shouldn't have told us that shit, bro, because you should have been out,
This
bro,
shit
when
don't
Cam
have
Thomas
nothing to
was
do
out the
with
door.
Cam Thomas, bro. Cam Thomas never went to the Knicks. And again,
Yeah, I
but the
know,
thing,
but Cam Thomas got cut, nigga, from the Nets.
no, but what I'm saying is you going some off course with it. This is where I stopped really liking the Knicks because immediately, not too long after, the Pacers they got traded to the Pacers, and the Pacers was versus the Knicks in the playoffs. I wanted the Pacers to beat the Knicks every time, bro. Like, yo, I'm telling you, Mark Jackson. I used to call him Slowfoot Jackson, but he played at his own pace and he was tough, bro. He was a really good passer, man. And this is this is a whole different conversation, but he should be in the NBA. Color commentator, coach, assistant coach, anything. The fact that he's not any of that, it bothers me. You
I
know what I
think Mark
mean? But
Jackson, bro, was like every part of his basketball career, bro, just got like doomed, bro. Traded from the Knicks, fired from Golden State. They start winning immediately, bro. Like that to me, that shit is by design. It ain't by science. Obviously, we know that. We know it ain't by science. So it's by design, bro. How certain shit happen, bro. Like it is what it is. But I mean, I don't know, man. It's a whole bunch of nonsense going on. But we got the roster we got. We about to run into the season, and this is what's gonna happen, man. It is what it is.
I think we're gonna have a lot of upsets against the Knicks. Like as far as us winning.
I
I mean,
mean, shit.
I think to start the
I do
season, they're
too.
gonna say a lot of our wins are upsets because they're projecting us to be I mean, I don't know why, but it's like, all right, you know.
I mean, no,
'Cause that,
listen, I don't have no problem with the projections, bro. The projections, if it was for us to win 19 games again, bro, like I'm like whatever, it wouldn't bother me. I mean, like at all. The reason being is because I know they don't know shit about what we trying to do.
Right.
Realistically, bro, like so, like if I know if this coaching staff is as smart as I think they are, if they as innovative as I think they are, bro, Danny Wolf is going to start at the 5 at some point in the season, and I'm not letting that shit go. I'm standing
I feel
firmly on business, bro. Like I understand how people feel about the defense and rebounding and all that shit, bro. I honestly think, bro, like if Danny Wolf starts in this lineup, we have the opportunity to produce one of the most versatile lineups in human history, not in NBA history, in human history. In humanity, bro. Like I strongly believe that. I'm not moving off that shit. I'm not.
I
I
mean,
mean, I'll be
I see
honest. You're the one that kind of sold me on, you know, that got me thinking about it. I mean, look, no matter which way we go, I think we should win our first game. You know what I'm saying? The Hornets, as far as I'm concerned, they've gotten worse. I think Knuckle, I think his numbers are going to decrease because I don't see Kobe White being able to, you know what I'm saying, set him up in the same situations. Nas
I think
Reed, not really expecting much. We should definitely win the first. I'm expecting to win that first game double digits, and then that Cavaliers game, that's the one I'm waiting for. I think that's gonna be a good, you know, measuring test to see where we're at. Like I've been watching like highlights to see how Julius has played against the Cavs over the last couple of years since they've basically had the same front court. He plays very good against them. He be bodying them. So I mean, MPJ he played good against the Cavs in all the games that we played him. Although I don't think we beat him once, but you know what I'm saying. I think we're gonna be surprising a lot of people.
and I want to say something too. Like as far as like the draft, us getting Mikael Brown Jr. I felt like the Nets chose him because, yeah, of course, you know the system, and they probably already been scouting him. He definitely dropped due to the injury, but if we looking at the players that we really drafted within the last 5 years, and we look at the type of colleges they was at, they was playing against somewhat of respectable competition to a certain degree. Like Danny Wolf, I know he was on Yale, and then he went to Michigan after. What we looking at? Yes, draft McHale. Should we draft Acuff? I mean, Acuff is good, but looking at his competition, if he's going to do that against the type of competition he was playing against in college, so I just feel like the way we're drafting and the way we're trying to structure this roster is strategic in a way because I think they're trying to follow after the Sam Presti, OKC, RC Buford, Spurs model. But the thing is just where does that leave us when it comes down to flexibility in terms of our money? Because if just hypothetically speaking, if we was to give a contract to Duren, he's looking for 5 year contract for 40 million, roughly around 40 million. If we still want to extend Yegor and still want to extend Mikal and anybody else, we still have room to do that based off how we structure their deals. Because we got 2 years to see what Mikal got to do. I mean, how he's going to prove himself. And at the end of that year, at the end of year 2 or year 3 or the beginning of year 3, if we want to give him a contract extension, depending on what he does, like, based off this super max contract stuff and all that, the CBA is about to change anyway. So I feel like even if we was to give Duren that money, the money is going to go up even more anyway. Like just
Right.
as in terms of the revenue of the NBA, so it won't really affect us. Like we could still trade him, even if we had to give up draft picks, we could still get other protected, unprotected picks depending on how we structure that deal. But
Yeah.
it's so strategic. But that's just how I look at it. Like I
No,
don't think
I'm,
we'll
I'm with
lose
you.
anything. It will help.
Yo, bro, I'm with you,
Yeah.
bro. I just want to add to what you're saying. Like, I don't disagree. I just want to add to context to what you're saying by watching this clip, and then I'm gonna,
Mhm.
show you how, it connected to what you're saying. Show you how I'm saying.
Traded not because we were having problems, because they wanted me to. Reason why I got traded not because we were having problems, because they wanted me to take less money. That ain't gonna happen. That's not gonna happen. So but me being the marketing guy I am, I made it. Oh, fuck with you, but it's not. It's not like that in real life. And as the leader of the team, that's what I had to do to get them going. Reason why I got
See, now basically, I said that to say that's in my opinion, how it is for a lot of these players. You know what I mean? Yeah.
And I agree with that because I mean, if we look at the Lakers prior to like Shaq or when Shaq got there, and we look at their roster when they had Eddie Jones and Nick Van Exel and all them other players on that team, like they had a lot of old veterans. They was like Miami 2014 Miami Heat when Shaq first got there. Kobe started developing. He's getting endorsement deals. He getting checks from Adidas. He getting stuff from Sprite. All that. Like Shaq didn't want that. He wanted to be the main man. But again, Jerry Buss at that time, they're willing to spend money. They're willing to spend that money. It's just that Shaq didn't want to take less money because it's not like we was winning prior to that. Shaq, you never won. I mean, like prior to you coming to the Lakers, you never done nothing for real. Know what I'm saying you
Yeah,
like
but
yeah,
Pete though
yeah,
don't rush greatness, Pete. Even that being true, that's still not his mindset. You feel what I'm saying? And I think
right.
at the end of the day, these players they put themselves in position to get paid. Like, yeah, statistically, the fans see the chemistry between him and the teammate, but that's not the business negotiations. You know what I'm saying? And they again, the franchise is asking these max players. They playing top level basketball and they want to get paid top dollar. But the franchise, like, I don't know how we gonna keep both of y'all because we can't afford both of y'all. And I think that's where the conflict comes in because top players are not willing to take pay cuts for their teammates. You'll see it here and there. You'll see it, and those teams usually win. But that sacrifice has to be understood before they even suit up together.
Come that
And I
long to do
think
that.
I said all that to say, y'all, that I think that's what's happened with Jalen Duren. Jalen Duren, they like Kay Cunningham ain't take no pay cut for him. He like, yo, I need all my money. You know what I'm saying?
Personally, I think Cade probably gonna be out the door in another 2 years anyway. That's just me, but I mean, I don't think Detroit is one of them teams, bro. Like I don't think we can compare their situation to what happened with Shaq and Jerry West and the Bus family, bro. They was willing to spend paper.
Yeah.
Jerry West already had came to Shaq that last year in Orlando. He was like, "Yo, I can't get you to 150, but I can get you to 126." It was in the documentary, bro. He already explained how he wanted to do business. He was like, "Yo, I could get you 126 for 5. I can't get you 150 for 4." He was like, "All right, cool, bro. Like a bet. I work with that. Yo, let's see how it goes. Yo, by the way, I'm going to get Kobe Bryant, bro. Yo, hey, listen, let me just sign this dotted line money before you change your mind." That's how business work. I don't think that's necessarily the Nets front office in retrospect of of just getting a player, a Jalen Duren or a Peyton Watson. Peyton Watson already walked to Cleveland
Yeah.
and got his 4 years 88. And I don't really
Mhm.
expect if they wasn't gonna give a Peyton Watson 4 years 88. Why do I think they're gonna give Jalen Duren 4 to 5 years 200 or 4 to 5 years 150 or however much it is? You know what I'm saying? So like I think this front office is hell bent on just having loose contracts around and seeing how they draft picks are going to play out in these last 2 years, and I think that's what they're going to do.
I agree. I mean, yeah, I agree. And I feel like Joe Tsai, the owner, I mean, based on what he was saying with, the Knicks are like he wasn't, moved by the Knicks winning the championship. I agree with that, but at the same time, like he gotta be willing to spend that money too, or have the right person in order to do that. And I don't disagree with what the Nets is doing. It's just a matter of, all right, what are we really doing? Are we going to keep waiting, or are we
Yo,
really
can I punch in
willing to
after you
do now?
finish, bro?
I'm done.
Can I punch in after you?
Yeah, yeah, you
I
good, you
totally
good.
agree with you, and I think one of the about the thing with Sa spending money, and I think it's been some people have made this facade up that Sa doesn't want to spend money. He's being cheap. That is totally false.
Listen, Sal spent money on the big three. He got fucked
Yeah.
over from the big three. He's a billionaire. So, of course, he's going to be a little bit more cautious with his money after getting fucked over with the big three. So, it's
Yep,
not like
I
he
agree.
doesn't want to spend money. He's just being very, very cautious about how he's going to spend his money as we build this team. Like, everybody just wants him to go out there and just be fucking throwing checks around. Like, no, he's not doing that. I mean, I get it. Everybody wants like Jay said, I love this term, instant gratification. But you know what? It seems like they're taking a slow, methodical approach to this. And if you don't like it and you're impatient, then stop following the fucking team because they don't care. They like, listen, we're going to do this thing right. If we're going to spend this money and we're going to use it, we're going to definitely be 100% and 10% that we sure and all in on it. We're not just going to be spending money just to be spending money.
And I think I agree. I agree with you. I'm glad that you even brought that up because I mean, like even if we look at it right now, like us getting Randall is a strategic move. I mean, because he's still someone that can sell tickets and bring revenue to the team where we were able to do certain things for a cheap cost. But it's like, all right, yes, and I agree. Like, the players that we're willing to develop right now and just to see where things go, that's where we'll put our money at. But I wouldn't mind us. I mean, like try to get the red, but it don't. It's neither here nor there. Whether we get him or we don't, or whoever the star is, I agree with what's going on. It's just a matter of all right, when are we gonna take that next step? Just a little bit because I feel like maybe I'll talk differently if we had a better center. But I'm not mad at Mo Wagner. I'm not mad at Dayron Shaw. I'm not mad at that for what we're trying to do because we're just trying to see where things go. But after this year, I would question a lot of things because I'm glad that you put that up. Like he did lose a lot of money with the big three, and that went
Yeah.
left. I'm saying
Y'all seen this comment? But hold on. Jay from BK says Shaq didn't do anything in Orlando. What the F are we talking about? Bro, I met in the win the NBA championship. But
right.
yeah,
He
he did
referred
a
to
lot.
he was saying what I was
That was
saying.
the conversation about the championship and then him winning with Kobe. That was it. But other than that, yes, he competed. He fucking took Jordan out of the playoffs one year. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, he was definitely hooping. You know what I mean? But to your point about the big three, you had Harden say, he says James Harden on leaving the Rockets and sacrificing to win a ring. He said, "Let me just try to sacrifice the money, the individual accolades."
Hold on. Let me ask this. Let me answer mathematics. You talk about the point to everybody's looking is to win. We not winning anything right now. Well, of course we not winning anything. What do y'all expect? Listen, when you are playing sports, nobody is good all the time. And I get it. Your rebuttal is, well, the Nets were never hardly ever good. The thing is, when you lose 3 superstars like that, you just don't recover in 2 fucking years, man. You're rebuilding. You have to rebuild over. That's what teams go through when they lose 3 fucking megastars. Well, y'all niggas thought we was gonna lose KD, Kyrie, and Harden and be championship contenders right after that. Use your brain, bro.
Hold on. So again, shout to Joey. I mean, yeah, he addressed in the chat, man. You know what I'm saying? I was trying to go to the comments, now I mean, but he see your ass mathematics. You know what I'm saying? Don't think the
I'm
panel
just
don't
saying.
see the chat.
No, real talk, real talk.
Super chat.
How long have
Shout
we
to
been
mathematics
rebuilding?
for being in the chat.
How long
We
have we
only
been
been rebuilding
rebuilding?
for like 3-4 years.
We've been rebuilding for 3 years. Now, y'all sat up in here and said when it was teams that drafted their guys, it took them around 6 or 7 years to win a championship. Did y'all not? The
Yeah,
OKCs, the Bostons, didn't it take them about 7 years
yeah.
Something around there. Yeah.
when they was in
I
the
mean,
shitter?
Yeah, yeah.
No, but hold on.
Boston.
So what do you
Yeah.
Hold
expect
on,
from the Nets?
wait. Hold on. I just wanted to say Boston was always
Only
competing.
LeBron teams is the only team that
I
does
think
take
I,
6
I think
years.
Boston is a different story. Boston was always in the mix, even when they had IT. They just didn't have a legitimate contender. Like they were still making the
Yeah, but
playoffs.
what I'm saying is, Lee, Boston
The
had to
two
build themselves
back-to-back
up to that.
lottery picks, though.
Hold on, Boston had to build themselves up to that.
Yeah,
They didn't
they
come
did.
out the
I mean,
gate.
but like, it wasn't like they didn't have. Boston did have early success. 2018, bro. And Jason Tatum rookie year, they was in the Eastern Conference Finals. They went 7 games with LeBron
I
and Rodney
understand
Hood.
that, Leaf, but what I'm saying is they started from the only thing difference between us and Boston is Boston got Jason Tatum and Brown off rip.
Yeah,
They
they did.
already had their young pieces, right? Then
Right.
they tried to pair that with Kyrie and all of that, which
They
that
tried to
didn't
pair
work.
with Kyrie. They tried to pair with Gordon Hayward. They tried to
Right.
pair
But
with
even with all that said and done, they had their little young core that they drafted. It still took them 7 years.
I
So
mean, yeah, it took them 7 years to win it. I mean,
right.
but like the one thing I always tell Boston fans and a lot of people that remember, Boston most of that time was still a top 5 team in the league. They were still going the distance in the postseason. Like the thing is that they didn't win in their younger years. They took them a while for them to win one. Obviously in 24 when they got all them role players, but. My thing was is that I thought they should have been one because Tatum and Brown just took a little bit longer to become the players that they eventually became. You know what I'm saying? But it took them a lot more because I always thought Jason Tatum and Jalen Brown was two Scottie Pippens anyway.
Right.
So I mean,
I mean, but
things
everybody talk
happened the
about
way it
we
happened.
supposed to spend this money. Who is we spending this money on?
Listen, hold on. And again, I just want to. I'm just adding to your point. I'm just again infusing this in the conversation.
What you
From
doing?
what Don't Rush Greatness was saying, but I'm adding now to Joey and Lee's point. I'll
What, you
skip
going in there?
past. I'll skip past the whole soliloquy and get to the
Man,
last point.
I ain't been in there
It
since
says
them kids and what you
it
call got
says
in.
it says it was long story short. It was for nothing. I lost a lot of money. I lost a lot of sweat, bruh. He said us trading Jared Allen, main focus Jared Allen, and everything we had going on, our draft picks, for
Right.
him, it was nothing. He changed our whole scene. And to him, it was
Right.
nothing.
Breeze,
It
do you
was for
think James
nothing. Now
Harden
hold
give
on.
a fuck? You
Right.
think he
And
give a
this is
fuck about? You
right.
think
Hold
he
on. Let me
give a
say
fuck
this.
about the condition he left the team in? He don't care. He's a
Right. This is
selfish person.
right. And this is what I'm saying. So yeah, I do agree with fans being hesitant on getting Jalen Duren because we don't know if he on it like this or not. We don't know. We don't know. But that being said, this is the point that players they in it for the money. He said chasing the ring. Long story short, it was for nothing. And that's how he really felt.
Yeah.
Now that you don't only get the perspective from the a player, from the journalist or ESPN or a Stephen A, and you hearing it quote unquote from the horse's mouth, or you hearing it from the person that said it first person, not third person. When you
Mm-hmm.
hearing it that way, bro, you gotta believe it. Some of
Right.
these players not wrapped around getting a championship ring. They probably hesitant to do it. And I think Jalen Duren is thinking that too. Like, yo, y'all talk about getting a championship. Pay me. Pay me. Then we could talk about getting a championship. And
I
what I,
mean,
So
listen,
how many
hold
people?
on. But what I'm saying is the pressure for Jalen Duren to win an NBA championship, the window of it isn't the same for Jalen Duren on the Brooklyn Nets as it is on the Pistons. The expectations for the Pistons as a franchise right now and going forward for the next 4 years, for the sake of the conversation of the rookie scale contract in the second year playing
right.
anyway, ain't the same for Kay Cunningham and company.
So
So Jalen Durant
what
being
would you
here will
say?
benefit us
So
and
what?
him.
So hold up. Cause we gotta like really dig into that. What you just said. This is the same team that just won 60 games a year ago, and they was the top defense, top of the East. The
Right.
thing is, we expecting them to climb ladders, bro. Like with Cade and with the other players that they got out of the draft. Remember, once upon a time, these niggas almost lost 30 straight games. And Cade was on that team, and a lot of players that were there, Duren, Asar Thompson, a lot of their core was there. You know what I'm saying? So the thing is, we just talked about Boston being together for what 7 years before they won it, and then eventually getting broken up after 9 years. So we understand that it's a process here. So you know what I'm saying? But the CBA allows certain players to get paid a lot sooner if they make an All NBA team. This, that, the third. What I'm saying is, what is the what is the rush for us to get in the to get in the same spot that basically Detroit started years before we even dumped the boat on
Right,
Kevin
but
Durant,
right, no, no,
because
no. Listen,
they started this rebuild process years ago.
bro. What I'm saying is, it's not necessarily a rush. It's just about capitalizing off of the availability, the opportunity of a Jalen Duren. My thing was, I left it alone. You know, but I don't think that he even wants the money from the Pistons no more. I think he wants to get paid, but I don't think he wants to play for that franchise no more. And I'm just saying, for a Jalen Duren to be that good in the PNR with Kay Cunningham, you give a rookie and sophomore player in the Diego and Michael, a player that was known for PNR in the season prior, play with a good point guard in the K Cunningham, and you just give him, you know what I'm saying, the opportunity
Can I
flourish
can I
on this team. I just feel like, bro, it's only a positive. The only negative is the if we could afford
this
them
shit
on the
crazy.
roster. You know what I'm
Hold,
saying?
hold
Well,
on, Bree.
hold up.
Let,
See,
let,
I'm a little bit confused at this whole thing anyway, because bruh, we've been saying for the past couple of years we don't want nobody coming over here and taking bread just because we got it. And I
exactly,
don't
Lee.
understand how that doesn't apply to Jalen Duren.
These niggas
It,
You
could
it,
be
it,
might
Nah,
be
you
playing.
might
right.
you
it
might
doesn't
be pulling
apply to
Hold on,
hairs.
let
Jalen
me say
Duren
something.
because
I can't
he
even knock
20
that, bro.
something
You
years
might be
old
right,
and
bro.
he
You
quote
might be right.
unquote fits a timeline, bro. I don't understand how it
Hold on,
doesn't
niggas.
apply to
Let,
him.
let me let me respond to Mav Matt. He talked about we need to be a playoff team. No, we don't. No, we don't. We're rebuilding. We're still trying to find ourselves. We need to find our core first. And you talking about
Right,
playoffs. That's y'all
right.
problem.
Hold
Y'all
on, hold
trying
on.
to skip.
And
Hold on, let me finish.
my
Y'all
bad.
niggas trying to skip steps. You can't skip steps with this shit. You talking about
Exactly.
playoffs. Nigga,
Yeah.
we ain't even got our core yet.
Exactly.
What are y'all talking about? We need to
And
be a playoff team.
to add to what Joey is saying, bro. Like, listen, in a perfect world, if we some if everything that Pi was saying about the 40 wins is correct, and we somehow peak at and when peak this roster in year two with Yegor and whatchamacallit and Michael in year one at a 40-win team, bro, right away, bro. Like now we cooking with grease because we didn't have to spend no money to go do it. We ain't have to go spend no real money to go do it. We doing that with probably a bottom 10 payroll. I'm cool with that, bro. If we could do damage with a bottom 10 payroll and win 40 games somehow, some way, that's success to me. Like I'm trying to figure out what's the rush here, but like I don't really think it's an opportunity, bro. Like because Jalen Duren, to me, I don't see Jalen Duren as no different than anybody that was connected to us when we had cap space in the last couple of years when we had when Kevin Durant left. I don't. He just a nigga
I
that's
just think
looking for some money.
respectfully though, because he deserves it to a certain degree. I mean, we're not going to dismiss what he did in the playoffs. I think he should have played better. But if we looking at it like I'm not saying there's a rush. We don't got to get him. We don't got to get nobody right now. But if we was to capitalize off the opportunity right now, 5 years from now, who's to say what Julius Randle going to be doing in 2 years? Like we don't know if he's still going to be here. And if we
That's
still
true.
get picked. And if we get picks, we still gotta wait for them to develop, and so we're gonna keep running in the circles. So
Nah.
it's
We
not
we
a
got we
rush.
got to make the playoffs. We fuck developing the picks we got. We got to make the playoffs. Like niggas
No,
say.
no. Listen.
Fuck, man.
To speak in reality, bro. Like the thing is, the real shit is making sure that everything that we got that we believe that fits in terms of Michael fitting with Yegor and all the rest of the players that got picked last year and the players that's on the team. Like that's something at least to start with. You know what I'm saying, bro? Like, and we didn't have to throw out no crazy amount of dollars in free
Damn.
agency to go do it.
Shit.
No, it's a fact.
You know what I'm
That's a
saying? That
fact.
like think about when we got Katie and Kyrie, we was already on a championship timeline.
Yeah.
It's basically y'all gotta win now or this is a failure. And then James Harden speeded it up.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
if you get Jalen Duren, bro, what timeline are you on? Or you just getting a nigga just because you got the money to pay him, bro? Like, and it's time for him to
If we
get
get
paid.
Jalen Duren, he better at least make us a playoff team. If we gonna
Yeah,
give him
if
that
we
much
get
bread.
Jalen Duren, bro, like we're looking for him to launch to at least 25 and 15, bro, because he's probably gonna be the best player on the team the second that he get here.
Yeah. But I mean, Macau and Kate Cunningham, like if you look at Macau at his peak, he's pretty much Kate Cunningham, probably better. They the same player.
Listen, I'm not ready. I'm not ready to say anything about Kate Cunningham. I think Kate Cunningham worked his ass off to become a top five player, a top 10, top five player in this league.
That's a
And we
fact.
knew what Kate Cunningham was capable of. It's just that
Top
the
10, top
Pistons was
10. You had
always
it
some
right the
shit.
first time.
Yeah,
Top
yeah,
10
yeah.
was
I said, listen, I stand on that. Whatever it may be, whatever anybody think. All I'm
Yeah.
saying is, bro, like we got to understand that Jalen Duren averaged 20 and 10 when he was accidentally placed in the number 2 spot. That spot wasn't supposed to be his. We all know that.
And
That spot was not supposed to be his. So
and
the thing is, bro, like if he comes here, we're looking for him to advance to not just a top 10 center, but arguably soon to be a top 5 center. And we're looking for him to do it in a certain amount of time because we're
yeah.
paying him.
Hmm.
That's
We
what
paid
exactly.
Kevin Durant and Kyrie to win a championship. They didn't do it.
Right.
Yeah, that's a fact.
When we put our money down on the line, bro, then we need shit done in a certain amount of time. When
That's a
Jalen
fact.
Duren comes here, bro, and gets 4 years, 200, because which he's probably gonna get on another team, and he's not gonna get that 287 from the Pistons because you get more money when you stay somewhere, and then you get less money when you go somewhere. Somebody is looking for him to become top 5 at his position right away. Yo, you 22 years old, you average 20 and 10. It's time for you to start raising your game up. We need 25 and
All right,
12.
get out.
I
That's what
agree
I'm
with that.
talking, and this is the thing that I'm trying to explain to people, bro. Like the Eastern Conference, bro, has loaded up in no time, bro. This shit, every team got weapons, automatic C4, bro. They got all the shit that they need to compete right now, and we are at a spot where we can we can wait everything out and wait for the demolition to all get over with, and then be that team that's standing with everything that we generated, bro, in the last 2 years organically. Wasn't this whole process about being organic and do the draft?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was.
So I don't understand, bro. Like and Breezy, you've been on Front Street
Voice
about niggas
recognition is
coming
now
here and
available
just
for this
taking the
device.
money.
Say iPod search to
You've been
Right.
on Front Street about that. I don't see. I don't. What? Why is it that we can't see the same shit in Jalen Duran?
Bro, I already agree with you. And again, I'll add to this before I say what up to Jay from BK. Is basically I want Diego and Michael early in their careers to have a PNR center. I do. If it's Jalen Duren, it don't have to be him. It could have been Isaiah Hartenstein. It could have been somebody, bro. And again, Danny Wolf, we're gonna see if he's an adequate center. I don't want to put too much on either side, but to me, Jalen Duren is tried and true. But we're gonna go to Jay from BK, man. Talk to us, Jay from BK. What's the word, bro?
Yo, what up, fellas? I wanted to say something because there's a lot of double talking going on, right? Last season, during the season, a lot of Nets fans was on that. It's a big summer. We not tanking anymore because we don't have our draft pick. Next year, we gonna make the playoffs to have at the very least playing team. After the summer has been underwhelming, now people backtracking talking about now you gotta let people develop. Adding to that, you listen to the conversation about many individual players on this team. Chaney Johnson telling you that Nolan Trey are looking like him. Juju talking about we gonna shock the NBA. Y'all hella hype off of what the number 8 pick did in summer league. Everybody hype off what the number 6 pick did in summer league and his trajectory. I just heard that he could be like Cade Cunningham. I don't know how that's possible, but if he does,
Yeah.
I'm here
He
for
can.
it.
He
I
can.
mean, if people talking about MPJ coming off a career year, he is first time in his career that he's averaged over 20, right? People in your chat, Breezy, have said that have said that Dayron is better than Jalen Duren. People have said that.
Oh wow.
Right.
Leaf has said that Danny Wolf starting could be 20, 10, and 5. If all of these things and everything else that's been said about players, if all of these things are true, how is it that we're not a playoff team? I can't
Because
have it both ways. If a number of these things come
Jay,
true, then
just
we should
because
be
you trying to win
It's
don't mean
about
you
who
a
we building
playoff
Jay,
around.
team,
Jay, I
bro.
can only fall on what I said, bro.
expect to
Like
jump
I'm
from
not combining.
everybody or jump however many people and then say, nah, everybody gonna jump, everybody gonna perform like this, but we still gonna, since a lot of y'all are saying that all of these pieces fit so well together. You can't have it both ways. And
You
then
you
Breezy,
you
this
you
the second.
definitely can
Jay,
because
Jay,
if
Jay, you
Hold on, let him
absolutely
finish.
right.
Hold on, let him finish. Let him
no
finish. Right,
no
Jason, be careful.
Breezy, the second thing I want to say is, yo, I wish sometimes, Breezy, that you would push back in terms like they're different shows, right? I'm talking like TV shows and what have you, that they do fact checks immediately. So, like, some
Okay.
people say, I'm not talking about opinions. I'm talking about some people fact check things immediately. Facts, not opinions.
Okay.
Somebody earlier said Hassan Whiteside had one good season and then he got the bag. Hassan Whiteside had six excellent seasons in the NBA. He had two
I
excellent
I
seasons.
missed that.
He had two excellent seasons before Miami paid him. He came to Miami in 2014. They paid him in 2016. That, like, come on, man. At a certain point, fact checks got to come in. The
All
guy who
right.
was talking about Shaq didn't do anything before he got to the
Oh,
Lakers.
That
Nah,
was
man.
me.
that's the right shit. That's the
Shaq
right
he
Shaq
said he
shit.
ran
didn't
up
win a
against
chip,
one of the
bro.
greatest teams of all time.
I was
The
talking. I
Houston
was talking
Rockets are one of
about.
the
I was
greatest
talking.
teams of all time, and he and Penny took the Orlando Magic
But
to
they
the
didn't
finals.
win.
Right.
They
I
didn't win.
can I
They
say
didn't
How
win. That's
something?
what
many
I was talking
teams
about.
win? There's
Can I say
one
something?
team that wins
Right.
every year.
Right.
At a
I think
certain point,
I think it's a disconnect, right? Because even though people can be excited about certain players, right? We
You said we could be excited about certain plays. Then what?
can y'all hear me?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We can
Right.
hear you.
We
nah,
could be
you
excited
breaking up.
about certain play. Hold on. We could be excited about certain players. We could be excited about our trajectory. But that still doesn't mean we think the team is supposed to be a playoff team. So I don't know where you getting this from when you just like when you leave out certain context.
Which context?
You could be happy about our draft picks. You could be happy about our trajectory, but still believe that hey, yeah, we should be trying to win games because you know what? We don't have our pick, but I still don't think we're a playoff team. But I like the development portion that we got going on right now. Are you
I'm
tracking?
talking about I'm talking about win totals that people have talked about, and not just win totals. During the season last season, a number of net fans were talking about we not tanking this season coming up.
We're
And
not.
now
That's
it's
me. I
But
okay.
agree
that
with
doesn't
you.
mean we're
And
good enough to win.
okay.
But that doesn't
True. That
mean we're
just
good
doesn't
enough
mean
to
that we're
make the
good enough to
playoffs.
make
No,
the
I
playoffs.
didn't. I
Hold on.
didn't say
True.
playoffs. I said at
Just
the
because
very
we're
least.
not
At
tanking.
the very least, be in the play-in. And then the third thing I was
I
gonna
said
say,
that.
Leaf. In
I
term,
said
I
that.
mean, Leaf. My fault, Breezy. The third thing in terms of fact checking people, when people keep saying we've been tanking, rebuilding for 3 years, it's a lie. We were not rebuilding for 3 years. The
How
Nets
many
tried
years
to
has it
win in
been?
the
How long we
23,
rebuilding for
24.
3 years, Jay?
The Nets were
How
trying
do
to
you
win
hold on, let me
in
ask you
the
a question. How do you
23,
because I know what
Let
24
you're
him
gonna
finish.
say
season.
about
Let him finish.
how
Let
do
him
you
finish. Let him
rebuild
finish.
without your own picks, Jay?
The Nets were trying to win in the 23-24 season. They had already given Cam Johnson a 4-year, $108 million contract. Joe Tsai spends money. They had
Did they
McCone
trade
Bridges
McHale
on the
yet?
team. They had McCone Bridges on the team. They had Dorian Finney-Smith. They had Royce O'Neal. They had Clax. They had
Jay, they
Day. They
didn't
had
have
Cam
their own
Thomas.
picks.
They had
Of
Dennis
course they were
Schroeder.
trying to win.
That is not a rebuilding team. That's not rebuilding.
No,
So
no,
That
so
no.
team
You're
is
what?
being
So
not rebuilding.
disingenuous,
hold up.
right? Because
So
here's
wait,
the
hold up,
hold on, let me speak.
That
time
team's
out.
not
One mic.
rebuilding.
One mic.
Let me
One
Time
mic.
out,
speak.
Got
time
one
out,
mic. One
time out,
mic. One
time
Here's
out.
mic.
the
So
fact of the matter.
witness
No,
be number so witness be year number 3 coming up that like that the rebuild is actually like continuing or something like because you said like after 23-24, which is about to be 27, this would be 3 years coming up,
No,
correct?
you can't see, and this is the double talk that I'm talking about. If you
The
say
double
we have,
talk is
no,
I'm just
please,
asking a
please,
question. What
no,
hold
oh,
up.
okay, no, I'm going to answer the question. If you say we have been rebuilding for 3 years, That means we have been rebuilding for 3 years.
I
Then no
said
no
this
I
is
know
going on
I
3 years,
No,
bro.
no
let
Like
no
him,
what you
bro.
mean?
Let
I'm
him
not
finish.
talking
Let him
about what
finish.
you
Let him
said.
finish.
That's where the argument changes to now it's going on 3 years. I can agree to that. But to say that we've already been
Come on,
rebuilding
man.
for three
It's
years,
still
we have
3 years,
not.
man.
Come
We
I tell
on,
you, man.
tried
man.
to win
It's
in
still
Here's the
3 years.
23,
thing. Can
I
I
24,
mean,
speak now?
and
listen,
still
I'm
lost
not.
50
Okay,
Hold up,
games.
done, bro.
wait. Hold up, Jay. I'm not gonna be politically correct about everything, bro. Like anybody can miss some. Anybody can miss a certain fact, bro. Like that or certain number, bro. Like when they making these speaking points. The point is,
No,
bro.
I
Like
know.
we
That's
all
what
on
I
the
just
same
said to
point.
Breezy. That's what I just said. I
Look,
said
yeah,
that there should be some level of pushback. If I say something like a few streams ago for Breezy, somebody said that Juju was a 3-time All-Star. I said no, he wasn't, and then I remembered, yes, he is. Somebody pushed back immediately. I'm cool. I was wrong.
I mean,
It's like
I'm
if somebody pushes back on a fact. I'm not talking about an opinion. I'm talking about a fact. If somebody pushes back on a fact,
look.
some of y'all are like,
So no,
nah,
so
nah, nah, nah. I'ma
I
still
so
don't
stand on
Jay,
it.
listen.
you
Come
said
Like I said,
on.
bro.
one.
I don't go too heavy on it, bro. Like in terms of what we was initially talking about, because the initial conversation was Jalen Duren. That's what it was, and I just only reason why a lot of people would say, "Yo, it was this amount of years," and it really was this amount of years. They might have gotten it wrong. Okay, whatever, bro. Like, ain't no harm, no foul. I'm not doing that. The thing is that like we gotta understand that everything that we based in our conversations off of in the last couple of years, at least on this page, Breeze has been on Front Street himself talking about, yo, we don't need nobody coming up in here just taking top paper just because they want to get paid. I said, bro, like, why doesn't that apply to Jalen Duren as well? And he went and he was talking about the opportunity about getting somebody to pair with Yegor and Michael in terms of having an inside player, this, that, and the third, have somebody at the
We've been
basket. I
rebuilding since
understand.
KD and Kyrie.
Yeah.
This is so dumb.
So realistic. And then I counter with that. I'm like, if what is the chances that this team could possibly make the play in, not the playoffs, the play in, bro, like with the roster that's already constructed? What is the possibility of that? If that happens before you start spending top paper, now the Brooklyn Nets have a playing, possibly could have a playing team without with a bottom 10 payroll. These are the conversations, bro. Like when we went off to other shit about how long did the rebuild take and how many years was this, that, the third. Of course, people got a year or two wrong, whatever. I didn't make no real big buzz about it.
No, we
You know what I'm
And
didn't
saying?
can I
start.
ask a question though about
Can
what
I
you're
can I
saying in
go?
terms
Can
of
I go?
Jalen
Can I
Duren?
go? Can I go?
Jalen, I'm about to get off. Let me just say this. The Jalen Duren point. This is a part of what Breezy is saying, because somebody was talking about how it's hard to keep teams together because salaries are so big and it's hard to keep teams together, right? So OKC is coming up on that right now, where they paying SGA, they paying J Dub, and they paying Chet, right? The point and purpose, one of the points and purposes of paying of even considering like throwing a bag at Jalen Duren is because you have 8 guys that they've drafted this season, excuse me, this draft and last draft in the top 34, 35 picks who are on the roster. That's more than half the roster who's making no money whatsoever. Now is the time to throw the bag at somebody, because in 3, 4 years, when they need to get the bag themselves, if they have the trajectory that they have, you then gonna pay 4 guys 40 million at the same time, 5 guys 40 million, or whatever the number is, because now guys are making 70, 80 million. You gonna be able to pay all of those guys that? That doesn't make sense. If you had
Right.
the opportunity to pay a Jalen Duren 40 million, and I don't think we're gonna get Jalen Duren, but this is just for argument's sake. If you have the opportunity to pay Jalen Duren 40 million while the last 2 lottery picks are making under 10 apiece, and you got 6 other guys who collectively are making what, maybe around 30 million total, 20 million total
I
among
think
6 guys, you
I,
couldn't
How
do
often
that.
we go? How often?
but BK,
How often we going
Jay,
to
I
lottery
think the
tickets,
the
though?
whole thing about the dump off contracts, which is MPJ and Julius Randle, I think that's for. I understand your point about Jalen Duren, but the thing is, Jalen Duren wants something a little bit more long term. What the Nets have been signing in the past couple of years, outside of the Cam Johnson deal, which you spoke on when he signed 4 years, I think 100 or 4 years 80, whatever it was, that contract was a little bit more balanced out because the 25 turned into 23 or something like that. I don't remember exact numbers, but the reality about what the front office is doing more so leans on the side of, yo, let's just sign a couple of contracts here, maybe a 2 year. Let's pick up somebody that's on expiring on a player op maybe the next year, bro. Like, I think that's more of what they're doing. I'm just following the pattern of what the organization is doing, as opposed to what we already know about them. We know Sean Marks doesn't like centers, bro. Like, he didn't pick no big and intimidating centers in the draft, in these last 2 drafts and last 3 drafts, however many drafts you want to pick. Since the KD trade, and I don't think he's gonna go on and pick that unless he has a top pick and then a pick falls to us, bro. And then we have that option to do so. You know what I'm saying? So, but I'm just following realistically how I think that Jordy or Sean Marks is basically working everything into place, bro, in terms of the fit of Michael Brown Jr. and everything else that's going to fit around him. In terms of in terms of Jalen Duren, I don't have a problem with it. I'm just like, my thing was to the page itself, because we got to remember we on Bree's page. And the thing that Breeze has preached for the last 3 years, he don't want nobody coming up in here just taking money just because we got it to spend.
Yeah, but my thing is the thing is he don't want to play with the Pistons no more, in my opinion. So he knew he need a fresh start. And if Walker Kessler's gone, Isaiah Hartenstein gone, all of these centers that
I don't think he cares. He just wants his money.
I think he just want his money, bro.
But okay, but to my point was, without the long soliloquy, is how do you think the guards will play with a Jalen Duren? Just talk about them as teammates, not the money part, but just as teammates.
I mean, it really depends. If both of them could provide the same thing in all three levels that K was providing, then Jalen Duren's buckets is easy. But as of right now, Yegor and Michael, bro, are still, on year 1 and year 2. You know what I'm saying? So they a long way from anything that Cade was doing. One of the reasons why he was a 20 and 10 guy is because he played off a lot of pick and rolls, pick and dives, cuts to the basket, a couple of offensive rebounds here and there. He was basically that rim runner, that floor runner, bro. Like, we know where a lot of his baskets was at, right around the basket. You know what I'm saying? We might have hit a shot or two, bro. Like, we didn't see anything from his game that we didn't already know. We knew he was above the rim player. We knew he was if you cleared the lanes, bro, like he could dive to the basket. He could finish around the basket, bro, like on a defender. He had good strength around the basket, that things of that. He's a big man. You know what I'm saying? So with Cade, it worked, but because you got to overplay Cade. You know what I'm saying? Like, Cade is that type of 3-level scorer. I just
That's
don't.
what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that these players and Diego and Michael is a 3-level scorer like Cade, but you gotta respect them from the 3-point line. Diego and Michael.
Yeah, you do, but
hold on. Again, this is more of a tally leaf. We got Scott on the panel too, so I just want to ask Scott, because me and you, we pretty much know we don't agree on
right.
this.
I mean, the last thing I wanted to say before I pass the ball, we got to understand that Jalen Duren's 20 and 10 came more off of Cade's gravity than it came on his own. We got to understand that, bro. Like so.
But what I'm saying is he'll have the gravity of 2 players trying to get down here in the Diego and a Michael. That's why I benefit him being here. But that being said, Scott, talk to us, man. Shout your page out first, then we're gonna get to it, man. Talk to us. Scott, you there, Scott?
I don't know where else.
There you go.
Scotty, you good?
Good. Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, you can reach me at Apartment Gamer and more on YouTube and Apartment Gamer One on X. What was the question?
Jalen Duren, do you think the Brooklyn Nets should shock the world and try to get him?
The thing about Duran, I wouldn't mind having him on this team, and I wouldn't mind Sean going for him. But you got to remember what we're getting out of him. He's not going to get his own shot. He more feeds off of your guard play and the pace of running up and down the court. That's what he did at Detroit. So I mean, it worked for with Cade, like you said. I don't know if we have the guard play yet, or we seen the guard play yet, that Duran would flourish in. But he would be a nice piece to have on this team. Now, whether we want to spend $40 million for him, that's a different story. I'm not into giving up our flexibility yet.
Okay, but my thing is, all right, that's fine. We got a tally, so pretty much Leaf, Scott. I'm gonna throw the poll in the chat because it seemed like fans is almost 50, it's a little bit sided with, excuse me, with Durant being on the team, but it's too close to call it. I'm about to throw the poll in the chat. I need all of the fans to participate in the chat. It looked like Clay, shout to Trent23 for breaking the news in the chat. It looked like Klay Thompson is expected to sign with the Miami Heat after he claimed waivers upon contact buyout with the Dallas Mavs.
Yo, Breeze, can I say my little spiel real quick?
Go ahead.
Y'all gotta stop this nonsense that we started rebuilding when Katie and Kyrie them left. Y'all clearly don't understand what a rebuild is. Can anybody explain to me how did the Nets start rebuilding after Katie and Kyrie them left when we didn't have our own draft picks? How do you do that?
I said this was going on year 3 right from the
How
get
did
go,
how did
bro.
you
I
do
mean,
that?
I'm
No,
I'm I'm
hold
off.
on. So you could tell that the Nets was trying to stay afloat with the Mikal Bridges and the Cam Johnson thing. They were trying to sell us that with the building, with the role player team they put together. We were just treading water, man, with that team. We weren't rebuilding, nor were we contending. The Knicks gave the Nets an outlet when they traded Mikal Bridges for 5 draft picks in a swap, which Brooklyn went on and pivoted and got their picks back from Houston. Then that's when Brooklyn started rebuilding. Now, granted, they kind of screwed it up because they won too many games, right? With Schroeder and all of them. And Marks didn't get rid of some people. And we didn't lose as many games as we supposed to. But stop the nonsense. We started rebuilding after KD and Kyrie and Harden left because we didn't. You don't know basketball. We were treading water for a couple of years until we traded McHale and pivoted to that.
All right, hold on. We got Scott and Canberry. I seen him in the chat a bunch of times. Thanks for joining the panel. But we're gonna go to Scott and Canberry on this one. Scott, talk to us. How you feel about Klay Thompson going to the Miami Heat, and then we're gonna go to Canberry. Go ahead, Scott.
I'm wondering if the league feels like what Kyrie and KD did is happening again, but with the different approach these teams are making towards getting trying to build a team, because a lot of players are moving around and shuffling into spots where they probably can benefit from, probably later in their career, which is kind of cool, but I'm seeing the same thing over and over again. It
What
seemed like
what,
team.
what you mean? What you mean by that? Because like we got to remember, a lot of these players are a lot older that came back to the East.
Yeah, that's true. It is kind of ironic that they older, but it fits. I mean, he fits at Miami. He would
Yeah,
fit at Miami.
I
Clay
mean, yeah,
wouldn't
he
fit.
definitely fit in Miami, on and off the court, man. We all know that Clay is a thought. I mean, like
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
Miami is perfect for him, bro. Like, I mean, he just ran through Megan, no problem. You know, so I mean, and he had Spider Man chick, bro. So I mean, like, he did say he was on record saying that he didn't necessarily want to win a title because I mean he got 4 championships as it is anyway. So
Sure
I
enough.
mean, so he just wanted to be good enough to compete for one, and I think
Well,
Miami is a perfect spot for him.
yeah, shout the Leaf. Canberry, talk to us, man. Thanks for joining the panel. I always see you in the chat, brother. Let's go with you, man.
Yeah, what's going on? It's all love.
Word. What you think about? Did you want to talk about this? You want to talk about Nets basketball? Did you want to say anything about Clay going in the Heat?
Nah, I don't care about Clay. But the Duran part is what I wanted to talk about. So
Okay.
it's two reasons why you go after Duran, right? With a young team.
Right.
First, he's one of the top rebounders in the league, especially offensive rebounding, right? And then as far as defenders, he's the best pick and roll defender in the league. With young players with like Mikal Brown, with Keon Ellis there, they have the potential to really become a good perimeter defense. And that's why you need him and why you have to pay him because he makes life easier. He's not going to come in doing 25 points, like somebody said, and 15 rebounds. But what he'll do is he'll create a support for the younger players so they can grow. And right now, with them not making top dollars, it makes the most sense to get them.
I agree with you, bro. So that was both of your points, or that was the first one?
No. That was both of my points. Is that basically for his defense and his rebounding, the scoring. You know, what I mean, it'll come playing alongside Julius and MPJ. Those players demand double teams, so it's going to be similar to the Pistons. He can get 17 to 20 points a night just off of the other players' gravity. But
I'm wondering.
Mikel needs him.
I'm wondering, Cam, if you look at it this way, do they believe in Dayron? Do you think that this team believe Dayron can step out?
Yeah, you never know what's happening in the background. So there is a chance that they actually do believe he can be a better player as a starter. I don't believe that, but they know him better than we do.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
So Scott, let me ask you, Scott, what do you think about um with the Celtics we got now? Like, what kind of team? Like, my point, basically, what I'm trying to get to is there a serious significant gap between Durant at the center? Like, do we win 5 more games, 10 more games? Because to me, it is a dramatic gap. I'm
Yeah,
thinking
I mean,
we went 7 to 10 more games with a Durant on as the starting center. I feel that way.
I'm thinking that they looking at Dayron as like, I'm not saying that he's Duran, but he has the potential. I'm thinking they believe in him a little bit to the point where they are hesitant to get like Duran and spend that money and
I just
come.
don't know.
I'm just saying it's
I
just
mean,
it could
I
be
mean,
possible.
that would be to say, but I just don't. I just think they hell bent on the contracts that they signed, the little 2 year deals that they signed, and I think this is more so about the growth of the draft picks from this year and last year, like specifically, obviously, Mikel and Yegor, but I think what can come of the other picks that are like basically question marks coming into the season. One of
Yeah,
the reasons why I had Danny Wolf at the 5 because I strongly believe that Jordy is more closer to running more of a versatile lineup, which is what Sean Marks was drafting last year. We picked 5 first-round picks. Can't nobody in here tell me that Jordy didn't have a hand in the 1 and 2 of these picks. Can't nobody in here tell me that, bro. So I mean, like
Definitely
and
did.
with Michael, us drafting another guard and a legitimate guard that has a little bit more upside than the guards we drafted in the previous year. Now we should get to see all of the pieces come together that we thought that we all called connectors. We called Jaeger a connector. We called Danny Wolf a connector. We called even Nolan
Durant.
Trayor a connector, bro. Like if that's the case, then Michael, bro, is probably the guy that they're gonna connect with, and then the other spots I can understand the Jalen Duren at the center in terms of how it will work for Mikel and Yegor, and definitely how it could work for Julius Randle and MPJ. But I think the reality of what the front office is doing, they're probably just waiting. They're probably leaning towards more versatility and as opposed to what Jordy wants to run instead of just simplification, bro. Like, all right, let's just run simple big. He's strong enough, bro. Set the screen, roll. Like he's strong enough to get through, rebound, or whatever, whatever. They're not thinking about how it can be counter reacted like Orlando did. Because Orlando definitely counter reacted. They're not thinking about how it could be counter reacted like how Cleveland did, because Cleveland definitely counter reacted it. You know what I'm saying? So realistically, bro, like I think that if you're signing someone of Jalen Duran's status, and you basically gonna be signing them to probably plus 30 or plus 40 mil a year, because he's looking for 4 years or 5 years, 200. You most likely, bro, are gonna be featuring him. Like, yo, I need you to be, I need you to be a one-on-one player. I need you to be not just a pick and roll player. I need you to be a one-on-one player. I need you to score more, rebound more. Your stats got to go up because we're paying you to do this.
Yeah, but my thing is again, find a medium. Don't pay him the top dollar. Negotiate with him and make it a smaller contract so he can renegotiate soon. Give him
That's
big
not
money
happening.
in a small, like give him big money in a small contract.
He want that. He want that money, bro. Does Jalen Duren look like somebody you can negotiate with, bro? Detroit tried that. Come on, bro. Do he look like somebody that's is going to go for this negotiation shit? The
Nah,
negotiation been
he
taking
don't.
place, bro, all off season, bro, with him, and now Asar Thompson name is coming up before his, bro, and Asar Thompson is probably at best. Don't get me wrong, one of the best defensive players in the league, bro, and probably the best defense and easily the best defensive player on their team. But at the same time, Jalen Duren is looking like, yo, y'all was just talking 5 years, 287. Now Asar Thompson name is coming up in front of me, bro. Like, yo, I want my bread. That's all he thinking about, bro. Yo, I want my bread. He not thinking about the yo, which team I'm gonna play with and how we gonna make it work or how we gonna grow. He ain't thinking about that shit. He want to get paid. And to everything that you've been saying for the past 3 years, I assume one of the many things that Big Fan Breezy stood on business about was not paying these niggas that just want to come over here and take money. I assume that.
Yeah,
Sean must be waiting in the cut to see what's going on.
Well, I was
I don't
Because
gonna
think
I
say,
mean,
Sean is
that's
looking at shit, bro.
I think he might be waiting in the cut because he
but
wants to undercut because he
but you
don't
know,
want to spend that money.
but you know what I realized, Leaf? All these players want that money. All of them do.
Of course they do.
Like yeah, I was right in my assessment and me saying that, but at the end of the day, the reality part of it is Jalen Duren being an All Star and an All Pro NBA player, bro. He definitely trying to get paid. And what I'm
Yeah.
saying is, you don't gotta pay Yago or Mike Cal and MPJ and Randall on descendant contracts. Give us, if we got the money, pay him. Just because he don't want to play with the Pistons no more. So like his stats might even drop because I don't know if y'all know like it's just the morale part of it. Like when a player don't want to play, you can see it in their game. Like damn, he having a rough
Yeah.
night. Like you know what I'm saying? But if you're going to get a lot of that from Jalen Duren, that's why he going to sign that qualifying offer because he know it's going to be a hard. It's a tall glass to pour. And you know what I mean?
If
Hard shoes to fill.
but Breeze, we all know if he signed that qualifying offer and he show up not wanting to play, he might end up like Cam Thomas.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is he could start off happy here with high morale if we sign him.
Well,
You know what I'm saying?
I don't.
If
I
we
mean, I
sign him.
listen. I understand. I understand the theory of it, but the reality of it, how it's gonna go is that he's gonna come here and gonna be the feature piece because everybody else is rookies and sophomores and they gotta grow up and they gotta learn how to become elite starters in this league or elite players at some point in this league on what they do and on how their skill sets is are set up. Jalen Duren is already ahead of time with a all with as being an all-star and being an all NBA player in just this past year alone. And it's one of the main reasons, bro, why I don't really like the whole incentive, let's pay a guy this, that, and the third. As soon as he get one all-star and get one all NBA. I can't stand that. The reason being is because a lot of players, bro, could have that one hit wonder season and then go back to being lazy and whatever, this, that, and the third. And then next thing you know, you can't out rebound Wendell Carter. You can't move
right, but
Jared Allen.
that's why I said what I said about him. He's been an elite rebounder for years. He's been the premier pick and roll defending big for years.
I mean,
If he has been that, bro, like then that means the Pistons should have been winning for the last 3 or 4 years, and they haven't.
I mean, they
Then that means, bro, he then that means that he should have been averaging 20 and 10 for the last 3 4 years, and he hasn't. Then that means he shouldn't have been playing Wendell Carter and Jared Allen to a standstill, bro. Like that means that Paul Reed shouldn't have been outplaying you in the short minutes that he played, bro. Like when he played in the playoffs this year, bro. If all of those things are true about what Jalen Duren is, opposed to past couple of years, as opposed to this past season, which I agree with, because this past season he was definitely everything that you were saying, bro. Like I think that multiple years of doing 20 and 10 and being an all star and being a all NBA player and being an elite rebounder and being an elite defender around the basket would garner you getting 5 years,
Leaf,
287, not one
Leaf,
year
Leaf,
of you
Leaf,
doing that shit, bro. Like, and then you just looking for your
Leaf,
bread just because you've been there.
Leaf. Leaf, you've been saying the same argument for 2 hours. This is not a theory with Jalen Duren. These are facts. He is 20 and 10. That is
For
better than
one
any other person on
year.
the team
For
right
one
now.
year.
His whole career's been
For
getting
one,
better and
no, it's
better.
not for
His
his
whole
His
career. For
career
career
is
is
one
getting
short,
better
year.
and
though.
better.
It's
Don't
for
matter.
1 year.
He's 22 years old,
That
man.
don't mean we gotta pay him, bro. Like he just coming. He want his money. It's
Leaf,
clear as day.
Leaf, you want Danny Wolf to drop 20, 10, and 5, which ain't going to happen. You think he's going to take a pay cut on this team?
Danny Wolf
I
is
No.
don't.
not asking for $200 million.
Averaging 20, 10, and 5?
I don't think. I don't think. I
If
don't
if
think
Danny if Danny
Sean.
if Danny
That's
Wolf
hilarious.
averages 20, 10, and
Let me
5,
see
he
his. Let
deserves
me see.
he deserves $200 million, bro. What you mean?
Let
Not
me
and
see.
not because he did it for 1 year.
The Rams are not for the
It's
center,
because
though.
he did it for multiple years, bro.
Let me
But
see his
Durant's not for the
stats.
center, though. We don't know what Danny Wolf is on the court. At least with Durant, we know he's going to give you 20, 10. We know Michael Yeager and Noah can run
We
offense
don't
for
know
him.
what Jalen Duren gonna do when he get here, bro. Because most of his 20 and 10 was off the gravity of Cade Cunningham.
What
He
about
he.
when Cade punctured his lung and then for those last 10, 18 games,
Okay, bro, who was that
he was
against,
tracking
bro?
along.
Who was that
But,
against?
they won
but it don't
60
matter.
Bro,
It
games.
don't
They
hold
won
up,
matter.
hold on, hold
Danny
up.
took
Here,
off.
here's the thing. Here's the thing that I know. Here's the thing that I know. The best Nets game this past season, bro, was against the Detroit Pistons when we came back and when they had us down by 30.
One game. That was
Yeah,
one
bro, it wasn't
game.
supposed to happen at all.
Okay, was that
It
all
wasn't
the
supposed to
fault?
happen at all. That's a 60-win team. They don't got no business blowing a 30-point lead to a team that's
It
tanking.
was one game, and
It
Durant
don't
is not the
matter.
end of the
It
be all
don't
end of
and,
the
and you know
team.
what
It's a
that
Listen.
team,
you
right?
don't you know what that one game led to? It led to him getting beat up on the boards against Wendell Carter. It ended up with him being dogged walk by Jared Allen in game 7. And
That
that's how it ended up. This is the
Leaf,
player that you want on the team, bro, because he can roll to the basket and finish and rebound. This is what you want. But I'm focusing on how much is it going to cost us. It's one of the
again,
reasons, bro, why we've been paying 2-year deals to a lot of players and getting expiring contracts. They are trying to put some goddamn faith in what they picked in the last 2 years out of the
Wait,
draft.
I got a question for you.
Wait.
What does it cost? What does it cost the team to pay Durant?
It's going to cost them 4 years over
But
$200
what is
million.
that? But what is that? You have to. There's a salary cap and there's a salary minimum. You have to
Right.
pay money. What is it
Yeah.
going to cost them to pay when they don't have to pay the young guys yet? What is it going to cost them to pay him?
I told you, it's going to cost them a minimum 4
No,
years,
I mean, what
200.
is it? What does it stop them from doing?
What is it? What do you mean? What does it stop them from doing? It stops them from being flexible like they always been.
we have
Because
nobody
now,
under
but
long-term money though right now, Leaf. Like you say, we have like 4 or 5 guys like the Nuggets under contract where we can't get
I
a
understand that.
full deal.
The problem is when you sign somebody to almost over 40 mil that you know hasn't, bruh.
The thing that Jalen Duren is trying to get in the conversation of, he's trying to get in the conversation of the money that the players that's being paid that were damn near in MVP and top 5 conversations around the league.
Is there a
That's what
free
he's
agent?
trying to get in the
Is
conversation
there a
of.
free agent you're looking for? I'm trying to understand
There's
why.
no free agents that I got the team I want. I got I'm
You
okay
want
with the
the
team I
team?
got.
This is the
I'm
team
okay
that's
with the team I got.
dominating
I'm okay
leagues.
with the team I got, bro. Listen,
Honestly,
I know
believe.
that John Marks ain't. I know that a
I,
lot of other Nets fans ain't, bro. But
I
I'm
honestly
okay.
believe the reason why you don't want Durant is because you want Wolf to start or to be a big part of the team.
No, it don't got nothing to do with that. It don't, because you know why, bro? Because Julius Randle is gonna be out
You
anyway,
said it
and
got
then he's
nothing to
probably
do
gonna
with
get in
that.
that spot anyway, bro. Like
It
he's
ain't
gonna.
got nothing to do with that.
It
Nothing
ain't got
else.
nothing to do with it. No, it doesn't.
Nah, I don't believe that.
It doesn't. It doesn't. That's a nice try though, but it doesn't have anything to do with it.
You said nice trial.
That's a nice try though, but it doesn't have anything to do with it. It has everything. It has everything to do with how Jordy works. It has everything to do with that, bro. And if people pay attention, bro, to how we was talking about versatility a year ago and getting connectors and shit like that, bro, like I am under the belief that everything with these past 2 years with the draft picks, bro, is gonna be included at least for this year. They're gonna give them this year to prove themselves, bro, like and prove that they belong on the NBA basketball
Listen,
court, and that's gonna be that.
my whole thing with him is with Duran is this.
Dariah?
When he went to the playoffs, he did not perform very well in the playoffs. And
Can I say something about that real quick?
considering the type of player he is, he doesn't shoot threes. So you're not going to use him if he doesn't stretch the floor. So if that's the case, what good is that going to do the Nets to improve the team?
Can I say
other
something?
than the pick and roll? Other than the pick and roll.
Can I say something about that?
Go ahead.
So one, there's a regular season and there's a playoffs. In a regular season, you build culture. The team has a lot of young players. You need to build culture. This is why Randall is here. This is why MPJ is here.
I think they're good with that.
Culture.
I think they're good with that. That's what I think. I think Sean is good with that. He don't need to spend $40 million for a center that's basically replacing another rim runner.
I do want to put some perspective on the playoffs for big men in the NBA. Besides Jared Allen and DeAndre Ayton, all of the big men that played in the playoffs had ridiculously low field goal percentages at the basket.
That is true.
That's Jokic. That's Randall. That's Chet,
true. That is true.
And everybody except for Wemby. That's Cat. Everybody at the basket. Nobody was scoring. So I just want to put it in perspective with Durant.
I mean, it is potential though.
Scoring too.
Yeah, that's true. But it is when the Knicks run their offense with Cat, he does be on the outside. You have to pay him attention. You have to. You have to. You can't just sit there and not pay him no attention because he's not shooting well.
You gotta remember. Wait, Scott, you got to remember, Detroit and Orlando were evenly stacked. Orlando didn't have a lot of shooters. Now did Detroit. So again, that's not all falls on Jalen Duren at the end of the day. Detroit did not have the right shooters around K. Durant can only do so much as the second option right now for that team. You can't throw that all on him.
What was Don't Rush going to say? What was Don't Rush Greatness going to say? What you was going to say?
Nah, I just want to say, like, I don't think the problem is the players. It's the front office. Like, I know we keep talking about players and all that, but after the whole Kevin Durant thing, the Cam Thompson, the Mikal Bridges, blah, 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 we talking about Jordy. Okay, we want to see what he's going to do, how he's going to, build this team up. But we don't have a real direction right now. Like, I mean, we do in a way, but it's really front office.
I think we do. Problem. Yeah, the front office has been a problem, but I think we do have a direction with Jordy. I think Jordy knows what he wants.
I'm out.
Okay.
Scott, we can't really not a legit center, Scott. I don't care how much of a direction we're in right now. A legit center makes your future a lot easier to figure out.
I'm not against getting Durant. I'm just not giving him $40 million. I don't know what you talking. He averaged 19 points and had a terrible playoffs last year. Before that he was averaging 11, 13, and 9.
Scott, you don't got to give him 40 for 4 years. The first
He did average 10 point. He did average 10 rebounds a game though. That is a great number. But I mean, go ahead.
What you can do is front load the first year as a sign of faith, and then you lower the salary to the mid-30s the next 3 years afterwards. He's not going to get 40 for 4 years. He might for that first year, though, which you might have to live with because he's only 22 years old. Like, again, Scott, it's not a financial nightmare to get Duren. He's just being a hard negotiator with a team that doesn't value him right now. And looking at how bad that team looks right now, would you want to take the pay cut money they're offering Duren right now? Would you rather test your options? I would test my options.
I don't want to test nothing. I want to make sure that it's the right move.
But Scott, you just said you're fine with getting him. Now you're against it. You either are for it or you're not for it.
I'm on the fence. I'm on the fence, man, because I'm sure that they discussed this. I'm sure they looked at it, and it doesn't fit. It doesn't. Something is not right. Why do Detroit not want to pay him? Why do Detroit not want to pay him?
Because they want to get a secondary star next to Cade. But you know what the irony is? I don't know if anybody covered it yet.
I don't think it's that.
Wait.
They are not paying anybody other than Cade.
Well, hear me out. If they were going to pursue a second star, it's probably through trade because free agency-wise, Detroit ain't getting no big-time free agents. But if you trade for a star, how much you want to bet that one? Scott, hear me out. If they were going to trade for a co-star for Cade, how much you think is going to be either one of Sear Thompson or Duren being a part of that trade? That's why Duren doesn't want to take a pay cut. I think he knows in the back of his head if he does take this pay cut contract, if they're going to go after a star, they're probably keeping Thompson over him because they're going to need that defender next to Cade and a co-star. So if I'm Duren, why am I taking the pay cut and I know I'm potentially trade bait? Why would he do that? He doesn't want to do that. So he's going to test his options.
And we supposed to oblige that, right? And that's going to benefit us.
Look at our center court. Day one's a backup, Mo's a backup, and Danny Wolf. I don't know what Danny Wolf is right now.
That's the point. The point is you don't know a lot of things. Dayron might not be a backup as far as Sean and Jordy is concerned. Maybe he's ready.
For what? He's going to give you good rebounding, but offensively,
yeah, that's basically what Duren is going to do.
Duren does more than rebound. He scores off the guards. Like, listen, the guards are not going to run offense to Dayron like they would.
I just explained to you he only had one season of 19 points. Last year was their best year.
Scott, what I'm saying is, one, I'm not talking about his accolades or his stats. I'm asking you to view it through a lens of how good of a teammate he would be next to Diego and Michael, being able to run the P&R, being able to get downhill. You already know that Jordy Fernandez got a playbook for every three-pointer on the basketball court.
That's right.
Without the three-point shot, just talent-wise, going downhill, somebody like Jalen Duren always is a lob threat. The defense is going to have to respect that. So there's going to be one-on-one matchups where Diego is going to be bigger than the two guard. Mikhail is going to be faster than or bigger than the point guard. He's 6'5". Like, bro,
I'm not against getting him. I'm just not with that $40 million. That's what I'm saying. I'm not with
the money. I don't know how they. I want to know how they will make the money work. I'm curious myself.
I'm not doing that.
Again, the reason why I say it could work is not necessarily drawing them in with the money, but more of the draft picks. You know what I'm saying? For them to agree to the sign and trade in the first place. Because at the end of the day, we will be taking the it's a hit that we can absorb financially. We can absorb it financially because we don't have to pay nobody. We ain't got to pay Diego or Michael, and the next two players is MPJ and Randall, and both of their contract is on the latter part of it, not the start of it.
Now,
so I just think that if we were going to do it now. Why wait till Duren is in the off season? And what is the most important position for us to fill after the 1 and the 2 guard? It's the 5.
Yeah. Could we say that Sean might have already spoke to Detroit?
He should have. There's been no
Okay, all right. So
association,
then,
but he's
if that
done.
if he did, because we don't know if he didn't, nothing shaped behind it, did it?
Yeah, but you know what? Why it makes
So
sense
what
to
that
do it?
telling you? What's that? What would that tell you?
Do you know why it
That
makes sense?
you know,
Wait, do you
yes, it would make sense, but why
know, no,
would what would that lead to? That would lead to you thinking that Durant really don't want to come to Brooklyn,
he wants to
right?
go to a different opportunity where he's still making a fair amount of money, but he has even better role as being a part of the team as opposed to
Which
Detroit.
is Detroit, right?
Detroit's keeping him in the box right now. We
That's
are
right.
trying to find the core of the future. And here's the thing: the MPJ stuff. It's looking like he's not getting no extension whatsoever, which we kind of knew about. Now it's like if you're Detroit, you don't want this guy to take a qualifying offer and walk for nothing. You want to get something back that's going to help you right now. So we could package MPJ a pick of some sort, and maybe Danny Wolf. To 2010 and 5
Oh Jesus Christ! You
to get the
got the
role. Let's do
team
it.
for him too.
What we
At
got?
this,
What are we getting? We're getting a vet who has bad back issues and a guy who one of our friends says might average 2010 and 5 on Mars. Again, I want Jalen Duren on this team. And if that's what it takes to get him, you do it. Because you know what the other positive is? Josh Minot could become a potential small forward replacement for Michael Porter Jr. And he's younger,
oh Jesus!
and
You
he's actually
gave you
better
made
than MPJ.
Michael
So
Porter
actually, we
Jr.
actually do more
numbers.
here in this deal. We actually get to promote Minot to a bigger role on this team, and you get the starting five. So, and you'll say Randall. So the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 would be set. Checkmate on that one. So yes, it is the right time to do it if there's a chance to.
I disagree.
No, I rest my case on that one. I just laid it all out there, and that's why the Nets should do it. Again, you have your backcourt. Minot gets promoted. Randall stays as the 4, and Durant's the 5. You're not telling me, Scott, Michael, Yegor, Minot, Randall, and Durant isn't a good starting 5? It is. It is.
I do it.
But
I
hold on.
definitely.
Shout to Adrian Hall. He said the reason why Detroit don't want to give him 50 mil. He put reason in big letters. Because nobody else in the league is willing to give him 50
Of
mil.
course not, because he
Detroit
don't
would rather
deserve
him to
$50 million. He
give
only
himself.
averaged 19, but last year was he needed another season to prove it. He need another season to prove his numbers.
Yo, you know
Because
what it
he
is?
rebounding is fine. His
But what I'm
rebounding
right, but what
is great. I'm
but wait,
saying he has to prove another season. He need another season. He's not
yeah,
that dude. He's
yeah,
not.
I feel you. I hear you.
I'm just saying.
Listen, I'm gonna keep it real with you. I'm gonna throw the poll in the chat because I feel like, as far as the panel is concerned today, we at a stalemate, bro. This shit might be 50-50 down the middle about whether or not we should get Jalen Duren or not.
I think we should, but it's not going to happen due to Sean Marks. If we had a different president of basketball operator or a different GM, it would definitely happen. We just got the
It would have
wrong
been
front
done.
office.
It would have been done already. If we had a competent GM that
Correct.
actually values big centers, it would have been done already.
Exactly.
So y'all saying it is best for the Brooklyn Nets. You just don't think Sean Marks will do it.
Yeah, he not going to do it.
At the moment, that's what it looks like. But again, we have time on our side here to do something between now, the deadline, and next summer. There's different ways to go about this. You wait for him to become a free agent. You see if he takes a qualifying offer, maybe still try to get him, or you do a sign and trade. If they're going to late September, this guy has not agreed to a deal yet, Detroit should be considering sign and trade options, because if he takes that qualifying offer, you get nothing real value back for the guy. Now, looking at Detroit's roster, you need something next to Cade. You're telling me John Collins is the next best thing he's got, and Durant's on a qualifying offer, you're cooked. You're cooked.
We got one person saying that we should get Brooklyn Nets should get Jalen Duren. So the people that want Jalen Duren, we up right now, man. Unless the people in the contest in the chat and put twos, it seemed like Jalen Duren should be a Brooklyn Nets player. I give it 5 minutes. Oh shit, it's 50%. It's 50%. All right, I got y'all 5 minutes for this poll, man. What are we talking about, man? Shout out to Adrian Hall. Always, man. Always. Holler back. Word. What y'all got on this? Adrian, what you got on this? Throw a 1 and a 2 in the chat so we can get the poll going. Money Mike say I say 3. LOL, it depends on the price. Shout out to Barry in the chat. Yo, what up, Barry? Yo, it was fun hooping with you, brother. What's good with you, man? What's good with you? I just heard Miami got Klay Thompson. Oh shit, the chat showing out for Jalen Duren. B Hooks, Canberry, FIFA bro. 80-20. We going to 225, man.
That's how true it is. Sean Marks, we just got to give up Sean Marks at some point. I get what you're trying to do, but president of basketball operations and GM, so you controlling both of those things. Like, no, we need somebody else. Like, if you're gonna keep him as basketball operations,
Right.
we need
And
another GM to do the work.
he's got to go at the end of the day. I just saw Nets Kingdom put something out where apparently the Brooklyn Nets front office is looked out from the outside as either being really bad or they just had bad luck on their side. I think they've just been very bad. Again, they have not been as relevant for almost 5 years since the Big Three thing. And regardless of how the Big Three contribute a lot to discombobulation, those were the two guys in charge of that. At the end of the day, you brought that together. You had to make it work. They didn't. And then they traded Kyrie and James off for nothing. You're lucky Kevin Durant turned into the Bridges Johnson thing, was turned into Michael Yeager and all these extra picks you got. Again, you got lucky with that. But again, recycling draft capital and recycling cap space doesn't make you a good front office unless you have the results to prove it. Right now, Sean is a 300 win, 400 loss and counting record. That's not good. Again, you need a GM that understands team roster construction dynamics, understands how to build strong relationships. But when it comes time to pay certain players, you either get the deal done or you're moving for the right pieces. Sean Marks has shown us he's not a good negotiator. He'll either overpay you, underpay you, or trade you for nothing and then say, oh, I did such a great thing. No, enough's enough. Again, we're not going to go anywhere as a real team until the front office is laser focused on what type of roster they're running. Michael Yeager could be a lot of fun this year, but I'd rather surround them with guys like Duran, Franz Wagner, Trey Murphy to give them more of a fighting chance to prove they're the future of this team, as opposed to us just being a good morale squad. That was fun in 2018, but not in 2026. You got to start having those results as a team.
And John, outside of just the players, like look how many coaches we done went through since KD and Kyrie and James Harden. Look how many coaches we went through. So we don't have no real direction. I mean, I think now that we got Jody there, but I don't think what he's trying to do is I don't see it. I just don't see it. I think that works more for a different team. That probably works
Mhm.
more for Orlando Magics. But what we trying to do in New York against our division, we got more competition than all these other divisions. So it's like we
Facts.
we need a big for real or a
We
star
really
player.
do.
Yeah, listen, I'm gonna end this. I'm gonna end this right here. But I want to say before I leave, I want to say shout to Don't Rush Greatness, everything Brooklyn Nets, John Scott, uh, join Scott. He probably doing a live later. Scott, you doing a live later?
Yeah, 9:30.
Nice.
Shout to Scott. He doing a live later at 9:30. You know what I'm saying? Shout to everybody else. Jay from PK, Leaf. You know, everybody else that was on the panel. Joey BK, Notorious Python. Shout to all I mean all y'all. Shout to the chat. Uh Shout to Jamal a franchise, A Tracks, Money Mike, Adrian Hall, New York Nets, Dream 23 with the breaking news. Shout to my guy Barry. You know what I'm saying? Shout to B Hooks. You feel me? Man, like, share, comment, subscribe, man. Shout to Mathematics. Become a member too, man. Next fans is the best fans. Shout to Easy, Player One, Elite. Uh yeah, man. Shout to all y'all, man. Shout to everybody that I might have skipped or forgot. But y'all, I appreciate you too, man. Shout to Mathematics. But yeah, man. Thank y'all for tuning in. Next fans